Very good evening and a warm welcome from Emirates Old Trafford. After 14 rounds of fantastic action in the Vitality T20 Blast, we are down to the quarter-finals. Lancashire Lightning against Surrey here at Emirates Old Trafford tonight. It should be an absolute cracker of a game. Delighted to say that I'm joined by former Lancashire wicketkeeper and a legend at the club here, Warren Head. Great to have you here with us, Warren.
Great to be here, can't wait.
How are your nerves?
Nerves are good at the minute, actually. I mean, two great teams on show. I think there's going to be some fireworks, but we're in for a treat.
We are indeed. I mean, when you look at the two sides, absolutely stuffed, chock full with internationals. You look at the game that was played here last week, Lancashire had 6 on show. Surrey, with their last game, they had 8 on show. I mean, it really is a game of high quality here, isn't it?
Absolutely. It could be, you know, you talk about the IPL being the pinnacle of 2020 cricket, but you look at this in this Blast competition now, Lancashire versus Surrey, quarter-final of the competition. It's as good as an international could be.
Surrey almost had a home quarter-final. They just fell at the last hurdle. Lancashire did manage it. But how much of an advantage is home advantage going to be in a case like this, do you think?
Well, we talked about it off air, didn't we? And we talk about home advantage being for the home team. But you know what? With this such a good wicket here at Emirates Old Trafford, it's full of runs, it's fast, it's bouncy, it suits both teams. So, you know, that home advantage, I think it's probably a bit of a myth on this one.
We saw, didn't we, last night, Birmingham Bears, they finished top of their group. They get beat by Essex at home, having run away with the Northern group. So that one itself was a shock. Anything can happen in this competition.
It's a knockout, straight knockout now, isn't it? And like you say, Warwickshire, the Bears, they were completely dominant in the North group. Essex came up as 4th on the South group and knocked them off. So yeah, we're in for a treat.
We're just having a little mic change here. There we go. Thanks for that a little bit better. As far as Lancashire are concerned, they lost a few games early on, but of course they come roaring back, and that's the key to this competition. Is it? We talk about hitting your peak at the right time. Do you feel as if Lancashire are doing that?
Definitely. It shows character for me. You know, I think both teams have gone through a little bit of a blip. We started strong as a unit. We had 4 games on the bounce where we lost. We came back strong, lost again, and we've gone on a real strong run from there. You know, players are coming into form at the right time, and hopefully we can just get one over on this very strong Surrey side.
One of those was Phil Salt last week against Northants. He probably hasn't had as good a series as he would have hoped for, but coming in at the right time with 70 odd last week. I mean, cometh the hour, cometh the man.
We talk about momentum, don't we? Momentum's a massive thing in T20 cricket, and someone like Salt who thrive on seeing the ball, being able to get a few shots, get a few runs under his belt, clear the boundary a few times, and you know what? Let's hope that his big time's coming now.
We're just keeping our eye on the wicket because Liam Livingstone is out there, just keeping away, waiting for Chris Jordan to come out, the Surrey captain, and we'll toss the coin and see who bats and who bowls first. How important is that going to be tonight, do you think? Lancashire always love to try and chase a total, but they're not proud at all when it comes to setting one up in the first place.
That's right. Anywhere else, Fraser, I would say, yeah, it's a real pivotal thing, the toss. But here, Emirates Old Trafford, the wicket doesn't change much. It's full of runs, it's fast, it's bouncy, it flies to all parts. So whatever happens in the toss, I think both sides will be happy because they're adept at doing both things.
Both of these sides, of course, have won this competition in the past. How important is experience when it gets to the latter stages of this competition?
It's massive, and we saw last night, massive experience shows. And these two sides, you look down, and not only the international cricketers, you know, as a man, but there's lots and lots of experience here in T20 cricket that have been played. You look round at all 11 players, and they played a hell of a lot of this format of cricket. So they're going to be match to match. They're going to go toe to toe, and it's mano versus mano. Massive prize at stake tonight, of course. Edgbaston next week, a place in finals day. You've been involved in things like that yourself many a time before. How much does that get to the players? How excited do they get when it comes to playing in competitions like that? Massively excited. It's what you play for. You're a professional cricketer. You want to play in the big pivotal games. You want to play in the showpiece games. And the T20 finals day at Edgbaston is nothing different. It's a full house. It's loud. Get in front of that Holly stand. Get through to the final and enjoy the experience. That's what it's all about. This is what you play for, the big games.
Not so sure if some of the Lancashire players maybe enjoyed the experience last year, of course. There was, of course, the whole last ball drama, of course, and what have you, and that'll be never forgotten, I'm sure. Do you think there's 1 or 2 players in this squad that maybe feel like they've got a little bit of unfinished business, perhaps?
Definitely, and that's a really good comment, unfinished business. You know, there's players learn by mistakes, and they learn by some of the faults that they probably did last year. That'll be ingrained in the memory. The coaches will be reminding very softly about how we can improve, and
let's just hope that this year we go one step further.
We're just waiting to see, because Chris Jordan has just arrived, the Surrey captain. He'll be going over to toss the coin with Liam Livingstone in a very short space of time. Just waiting to see. The umpires have just joined us away to our left as well. Fingers crossed, a big crowd going to be in here tonight. I know that over 10,000 have been sold. How much of an effect does the crowd have on a game like this here tonight? Because if Old Trafford is absolutely rocking, it pushes the players that little bit extra.
Absolutely. You've been here before when they raise the roof. This crowd raises the roof. We've got the new hotel now. Some of the new hotel seats are in operation today, so it's going to have that operational, that feel about it, and a real basin atmosphere. So the Manchester crowd will get behind this Lancashire team, and if they're doing well, we'll raise the roof.
Okay, I think we could just about go over. Thanks for the moment, Warren. Let's take our way over to the two captains. The umpires are just having a last word, giving them a few last instructions before we get to the toss itself. Lancashire Lightning versus Surrey tonight here at Emirates Old Trafford for a place at finals day next week at Edgbaston. And as we saw with that Birmingham game last night, as they were beaten by Essex right at the death, anything can happen in Vitality Blast T20 cricket. So stand by your beds, hold on to your hats. This will be the first crucial bit of the game as the umpires just have their final instructions. It's a beautiful evening here at Emirates Old Trafford. It is beautifully warm, it's very hot. The sun is in the sky, there's a little bit of cloud around us, a tiny little bit of a breeze. The pitch looks an absolute cracker, it looks rock hard. So we'll see what happens now as Liam Livingstone tosses the coin. Ooh. It looks like Chris Jordan has decided he's going to have a bat, which is interesting. Let's see if we can get Chris over for a quick word. Let's just have a quick chat with him and just pass the microphone over to Chris there. Chris, thanks very much indeed for joining us. It looks like you've won the toss. What's the verdict?
Yeah, we won the toss. I'm going to have a bat.
And what's the point of that? What did you think is the reason for that?
Obviously, it's quite a dry wicket. Probably second time it's being used. And obviously, in this type of game, we want to put a score on the board and try and defend it.
How excited is everybody in your squad to be here tonight?
Yeah, everyone's looking forward to it. Very much so. Obviously, we had a good journey down yesterday. Everyone's settled and, yeah, ready to go.
This is a team full of superstars that you've got here. Is everybody chomping at the bit?
I think it's both teams are full of superstars. But, yeah, everyone's getting ready to go, and hopefully we can put on the show tonight.
Obviously, you know how strong a side Lancashire are here at home, but as we saw last night with Birmingham, home advantage doesn't count for much these days.
Yeah, cricket has to play on the day, hasn't it? And the team who plays the best on the day should come out on top.
And as you say, Lancashire also a great side as well. Just how big a test is this going to be for your side tonight?
Yeah, it'll be a huge test, but one I think the boys are very much looking forward to. They're obviously friends on both sides as well, so yeah, may the best team win.
Any changes to your side tonight?
One, yeah, Dan Moriarty comes in for Tom Curran.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Chris. We just want to pass that microphone on to Liam and wish you the very best of luck. Liam, unfortunately you lost the toss, but how do you feel?
Yeah, we were going to bowl anyway, so it's worked out pretty well for us, so yeah, happy.
Quarterfinals, this is where it really gets to the serious end, doesn't it? How does everybody feel in the squad?
Yeah, I think these are nights to enjoy. You play 14 games to get to here, so yeah, I said to the boys before, these are the nights you want to play in, home crowd, so hopefully it's a great night for us.
And these are the types of teams you want to play as well, aren't they? This is cricket at the highest level. You've got 6 internationals in your side in the last game. They've got 8. It should be a cracking game because of the quality.
Yeah, especially on paper. Yeah, but like we've said before, cricket's not paid on paper, so yeah, everybody's looking forward to it, and hopefully both turns up. It should be a great game.
We've talked a lot about home advantage. How much is that going to be part of it tonight, do you think?
Yeah, it's somewhere we enjoy playing. We know how to play here, and hopefully that stands us in good stead for tonight.
And hopefully we'll have a bumper crowd in here as well. How much of an effect can the crowd give you tonight and really get you guys going?
Yeah, hopefully they keep coming in. But yeah, like I said, we love playing at home. The crowd always get behind us. Hopefully that gives us an edge tonight, and it's the edge that we need to get over Surrey.
Go well tonight. Thanks very much, Liam. Good luck. Thank you very much indeed. Liam Livingstone, the Lancashire captain there, looking forward to tonight's game against Surrey. Should be an absolute cracker. As I say, terrific atmosphere building here at Emirates Old Trafford. Let's get into the fan village and join Neha.
Hello from the fan village for the quarter-final today. It's getting a little bit busy today, and I'm not surprised because look at the glorious sun, so who wouldn't want to come here at Emirates Old Trafford? So I feel like I'm going to take you along and let's see who we can find. Hi guys! Hello! What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Jacob and I'm from Lancashire.
Lancaster. Are you all brothers?
Yeah.
Are you excited to be here today?
Yeah.
Is it your first time here at Old Trafford, or have you been here before at Emirates Old Trafford?
First time.
First time. How does it feel to be here?
I'm very excited.
Very excited. Do you have a favourite player?
Stokes.
Okay. Amazing. I know that you've got your few burgers and your chips there. Are you having a good day?
Yeah.
You are? What have you got in your burger?
Just some meat and cheese.
Do you recommend it?
Yeah.
There you go, recommendation right there, guys. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
Lancaster.
What's your name?
George.
Are you enjoying your chips?
Yes.
And are you excited for today?
Yes.
Is it the little kids' day out today, Mum and Dad?
Yeah.
Very much so, yes. Yeah, very much so. Big cricket fans now, aren't you? Big cricket fans now, boys, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, very much so, yeah.
Amazing. Well, we hope you have the best time. I'm going to let you carry on eating your burgers, okay, before you need to go back in. All right, see you later, guys.
Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh.
Mitchell ahead of this crucial quarter-final game. Darryl, what's the feeling like amongst the camp?
Yeah, look, it's obviously exciting. This is why you play the game, is to be able to, I guess, play in moments like this, and good to see Manchester weather's turned it on as well.
How much of an effect could the crowd have on a game like this? Because we're expecting in excess of 10,000 plus here. If they get this place rocking, they'll be right behind you.
Yeah, I think for me this is one of the cool things about playing over here in England is the crowd and the way they, I guess, get stuck into the game. So, yeah, hopefully we've got a few Lancs fans out there wearing a bit of red and, yeah, we can get the job done for them.
We're expecting this to be a very close affair. Surrey come here with a star-studded lineup. Just how difficult a test are they going to be this afternoon?
Yeah, they're obviously a very strong team, and I think at the start of the tournament you would have said they'll be right up there at the top as well. So, yeah, it's exciting. This is I know it sounds pretty boring, but this is why you play, is to be able to play against the best players around the country and to get stuck in and win a quarter-final will be cool to, I guess, move on to the big dance.
Having said that, we've talked a lot about you coming to the boil at the right time in this competition at the business end. Do you feel as if that's definitely going to be the case at the moment?
Yeah, look, I struggle to look too far ahead and too far behind. I think, yeah, as long as we can, I guess, all of us do our jobs, we're pretty clear on what roles each individual needs to play for this group to help us have success. And, yeah, if we can do that, then hopefully it'll go a long way to winning this game tonight.
What kind of a mindset do you have to have going into a game like this? Because as we've seen so many times, particularly when it gets to this stage, the margin between success and failure is so fine, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's also the nature of T20 cricket in many ways. Is I guess you just got to back yourself, you got to back your skills and the work you've done leading up to this, that you'll be able to, I guess, pull it out on the big stage. You know, it's not always going to come off, and for us, hopefully 1, 2 or 3 players can come off and help us win games.
Well, we saw that in the last game against Northamptonshire, didn't we? Phil Salt probably hadn't had the best of tournaments so far, but he suddenly came to the boil in that game. That's what you need, isn't it, for your big playing players to come out with big performances in games like this?
Yeah, I think from 1 to 11, everyone's got a performance like that in them, so that's exciting for us as a group. I think when you look at campaigns like this, if you can come off sort of 1 of every 4 games, I think you know you've had a great campaign. So yeah, hopefully someone else can do that tonight, and Salty gets going as well, and we can come away with a win.
For you personally as well, you've had a terrific tournament. It has to be said, you've performed well with bat and ball. How pleased have you been with the way the campaign's gone for you? Yeah,
look, it's been good fun. First of all, to be able to come to a proud club like this is awesome, and then to be able to play with the guys that are in that changing rooms, it's good fun. So yeah, for me, it's been a great experience, and hopefully we can have a few more games wearing this red.
I'm going to say it's not going to be long before you go off and leave us, but how much have you enjoyed the Lancashire experience?
Yeah, as I said, it's such a proud club and such a proud county with the history that it's had, and yeah, there's a number of world-class players in that changing room, which I've enjoyed for me personally to be able to learn off, and to also see the young talent in the club is pretty special, and it bodes well for the future as well.
And you got used to the Manchester weather?
Yeah, I actually lived here when I was a little kid, so I knew what I was coming for, but yeah, no, it's actually nice that the sun's finally turned out.
And what would it mean for you personally to be part of a side that, fingers crossed, if the result goes your way tonight, you'll be going off to finals day?
Yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be cool. Again, that's why you play the games, to be able to play in big moments and to be able to go to a blast finals day. I've watched it on TV, and I've got a number of good mates who have played in it in the past before, and yeah, to be able to experience that experience and hopefully bring home a trophy would be pretty special.
Darryl, we wish you the best of luck. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Alex Stewart, Director of Cricket at Surrey. Alec, welcome back to Emirates Old Trafford. I'm sure you've been here many, many times before as a player, of course. You must have a lot of very happy memories of playing here in the past.
No, I've always enjoyed coming here. Great fans, great supporters, great ground. It's getting even better now. And the pitch used to be, you know, top class, which I'm sure it will be again tonight. But no, if Lords and the Oval are my two favourite grounds in England, Old Trafford's probably just about third. But no, the fans have been brilliant whenever I've played here.
So what is it like to actually bring an opposition team here then?
Oh, I've done it a few times, obviously. But yeah, listen, I always enjoy coming here. That's the important thing. And then once the game starts, I can't do anything. It's down to the players, and they're looking forward to it. So hopefully it'll be a big crowd, big occasion.
Overall, as far as this Vitality T20 Blast competition is concerned, how would you assess the season that you've had so far?
We've qualified. That's what you set out to do, qualify. Ideally, would we wanted a home draw? Yes, I think that'd be fair to say. We lost the last, I think it was 3 of the last 4 games. But you know, we saw yesterday with Warwickshire, you know, they was probably the form side in the whole country, and then lost at the first knockout hurdle. So home and away, does it make a big difference? So we've seen a pitch, hopefully that will be a good one, and whoever plays best will come out on top and then go to finals day.
It's been incredibly tight, hasn't it? But aside from the two sides that obviously finished top of their respective groups, it's been so tight between all the different teams. What have you made of that?
It's a really good competition. You know, it's sort of been diluted a little bit, I think it's fair to say, because of the 100 in the last couple of years. But I know the players see it as a massive tournament. We certainly do as management, and the crowds do as well. I think the crowds have been very good. It doesn't get as much probably promotion as the 100 does, but I think people enjoy coming to support their counties while still being aware and coming to watch the 100. But it's a really good competition.
I think the quality is definitely still there. You come here with an absolutely star-studded lineup as well. How difficult is it to keep everybody happy in a lineup like that?
Winning, simple as. No, I mean, it's the same as Chappie, you know, Glenn Chappell there in the Lancs dressing room. They've got a side full of big names. It's part of management. You know, you have to be honest with the players, tell them why they're playing or why they're not playing, and then make sure that they're still part of a squad. And that's what we always say. It's not a team that wins it, it's a squad that wins it. And if people miss out, they miss out. They can still play their part off the field.
As you say, home advantage may not be quite such an advantage, but I'm sure you'll be aware of just how well Lancashire have done here. 21 games unbeaten. How difficult a test is this going to be for your side tonight?
It's a big test. You know, big test for us, big test for Lancashire. Yeah, home advantage, excellent home record. We're aware of that. But I say once they cross the rope, it's 1 against 1, and let's see who wins it. But no, they're a good side. You know, you can say, do they start favourites? I haven't seen the odds or anything like so, but yeah, home advantage possibly, and they're a very good side. They've got a lot of very good players, but we always talk about what we can do, how we can influence the game, and that's through putting in good team performances.
We wish you the best of luck tonight, Alec. Thank you very much.
I know you mean that. Thank you.
So, as you've been hearing, Surrey have won the toss and they have decided to bat. The team sheets are in and they are as follows, starting with our visitors tonight. Surrey, at number 9, Will Jacks. Number 10, Laurie Evans. Number 20, Jason Roy. Number 58, Sam Curran. Number 74, Sunil Nareen. Number 88, Jamie Overton. Number 11, Jamie Smith. Number 34, Chris Jordan. Number 77, Sean Abbott. Number 37, Gus Atkinson. And number 21, Dan Moriarty. And your Lancashire Lightning side for tonight is as follows. At number 7, Phil Salt. At number 6, Josh Butler. At number 15, Stephen Croft. At number 23, Captain Liam Livingston. Number 75, Daryl Mitchell. Number 33, Dane Villas. Number 3, Luke Wells. Number 12, Rob Jones. Number 2, Tom Hartley. Number 14, Luke Wood. And number 8, Tom Bailey.
Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh.
So an unchanged side from the one that beat Northants just a few days ago. Warren, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Absolutely not. Yeah, we talked about before, didn't we, about momentum, and this side have got momentum with the players that they've picked today. So hopefully we can go out there and put a good performance on.
Interesting that Surrey won the toss and decided to bat. Traditionally, Lancashire love to chase anyway. So has that played into their hands a little bit, or does it not make a difference when it comes to a game like this?
I don't think it makes too much of a difference, Fraser. You look at the Surrey batting lineup, you know, with Jackson, Laurie Evans, and then you've got J. Roy coming in number 3. That's a solid top 3, international class top 3. You then come in with Curran and Nareen. They've got a very, very good strength. So I think they'll be happy that they're going to try and get the runs on the board first. Our boys will be happy that we're chasing with the amount of talent we've got in our batting lineup.
Of course, Lancashire did manage to get a win over Surrey in the county championship only a couple of weeks ago. I think that's the first time they've been beaten in that competition this season. Does that have any bearing at all? Is there a little psychological advantage there at all?
I think it can work both ways, can't it? I mean, our boys know that they can get one over on a very, very strong unit. Surrey are strong in all formats of the game, but it just shows that our boys now can beat this lot. They can go toe-to-toe with them. They've got firepower versus firepower, and I think there's going to be lots on the 6s, lots of 4s, and lots of excitement.
Let's just talk a little bit about the Surrey side, because, as we mentioned, absolutely full of talent. Sean Abbott, the Curran brothers, Will Jacks, Chris Jordan, Sunil Nareen, Jamie Overton, Jason Roy, and that's before we even get to Laurie Evans as well. I mean, it is a star-studded side, isn't it?
It's an international 11 now, isn't it? That set of 11 players you've just mentioned there would be able to compete in the international arena. It's that good. All-rounders, fast bowlers, players that can lose the ball against any kind of bowling. It's a very, very good side, but let's not forget we're a good side as well.
I was about to say, let's not neglect the fact that Lancashire have a superb side as well, and they've got players coming into form. Josh Butler last week, for example, behind the stumps was absolutely sensational. Phil Salt with the bat, Luke Wood with the ball as well. So again, you've got to have a side that is well balanced and has good quality all the way through.
And I think the sliding side are well balanced. You know, look at the top of the order. You've got Phil Salt, you've got the best T20 batsman in the world in Josh Butler, and then you've got the bags and bags of experience guy, keeps getting better and better, older and older, with Stephen Croft coming in number 3. I've seen that Wells is down the order. Wells could come up and do some pinch hitting early doors. You've got the small player of Daryl Mitchell, one of the best one-day players in the world. So we've got a great side as well that can compete at any level on any surface.
What a fairy tale it's been for Luke Wells, by the way, since he's come into this side. He's performed superbly. Nobody really wanted him in their side, and yet he's been given the chance by Lancashire, and he's taken it with both hands.
You know, everyone who's involved here at Lancashire, on the backroom staff and the players, knows the quality that Luke Wells can bring to a Lancashire side. Hits the ball 360 degrees around the field. He's a very, very good utility bowler with those little leg spinners, off spinners. Adds a little bit of variety for the captain, and he's good in the field as well. So a great addition to our side, and absolutely made up for such a great lad.
And fingers crossed it should be a terrific atmosphere as well. We've got over 10,000 in here scheduled to be here tonight. We're expecting a few more than that perhaps walking in as well. But if you are watching the stream from overseas, you have the opportunity to come here to Old Trafford to see a very, very special game. Our headline sponsors, Emirates, are offering you the chance from wherever you are in the world to come and watch England against New Zealand later on this year. All you have to do is keep an eye out for our socials and tag yourself in with a picture of where you are watching from around the world. Here's Josh Butler to tell you a little bit more.
Hi everyone, Josh Butler here. This year we've teamed up with our principal partner Emirates to give an international Lancashire cricket fan a once-in-a-lifetime experience here at Emirates Old Trafford. The campaign features a competition during our final 4 home T20s. Look out for a social post asking fans to tag where you're watching from in the world. Make sure you tag Emirates and Lancashire Cricket in your post to be in with a chance of flying to Manchester, courtesy of Emirates, to watch England versus New Zealand in the IT20 on Friday the 1st of September, plus much more.
Now in 10 minutes.
Okay. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
James Dukes, and I'm from Wigan.
Wigan. Now, I believe it's your birthday today? Day, and I did hear that today's actually been a little present today, so you didn't actually know this was happening, did you?
No.
How do you feel now that you're here?
Happy, excited, yeah.
Well, did Mum do good?
She gave me the present, to be honest.
So that means that she did well, didn't she? Do you have a favourite player?
Yeah, probably Wood.
Now, is it your first time here? You brought your friends today, your brothers, your friend. How does it feel to be here today?
I'm Jack and I'm from Wigan as well.
Are you excited to be here?
Yeah.
How does it feel, Mum? Brought the boys out today on Friday.
Yeah, they're both missing the cricket training tonight, though, to be here. So
you got it. You win some, you lose some, don't you? Yeah. At least you've got a nice day to come and watch cricket. And what a great day for your birthday!
Pardon?
Great day for his birthday. I know. Amazing. Well, we hope you have the best time and enjoy the rest of your birthday. Now, hello, sir. Are you okay? What's your name and where are you from?
Seb, and I'm from Lancashire.
Are you excited to be here today?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Now, tell me, who gave you those gloves?
I don't know, but it was a Lancashire player.
A Lancashire player. Do we know who gave him the gloves? But at least you got some gloves today from one of the players, so we'll find out who that was because I didn't actually see that. Are you excited to be here today?
Yeah.
And who's your favourite player?
Butler and Wells.
Amazing. I love that you're all kitted out as well. So is it your first time here? Is it your first time here today?
Oh, your last year? Yeah, we've been here 2 times now.
Amazing. And what a lovely day to come out. Have you just come straight from school or have you managed to miss a little bit of school today?
I've come straight from school.
Now tell me, who signed you back today?
Lanky, but the other 2 are... I can't read.
Lanky signed your bat, and that's the most important. Okay, amazing. Right, hello. What are your names and where are you from?
I'm Rory from Altrincham. I'm Jack and I'm from Altrincham. I'm from Timperley.
Are you all friends? Are you brothers?
Yeah, we're all friends.
Have you come straight from school today?
Yes.
And is it your first time here today at Emirates Old Trafford?
No, we've been before.
Do you enjoy playing cricket? I'm going to assume that you do because I can see by your hat and you've got...
The same team, we all play for Timperley.
Yeah. Amazing. Do you have a favourite player?
Probably Joss Butler. Joss. Phil Salt.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going to have like a Joss Butler fan club going on again, like we did the other week. And also, now that who have you come with today? Your mum? Your mum's? Oh, okay. So it's a full family. I was going to say, have you just both been dragged here today?
No, we love it too. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, amazing stuff. And you all play cricket as well. Yeah. Do you aspire to one day play for Lancashire cricket?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Well, there we go, guys. Future Lancashire cricket players. Right, let's see who else we can find because I'm keen to see. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
Come from Bury.
Is it your first time here?
Of what?
First time here.
Oh, we came here last week to watch them.
Amazing. Are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's great.
Amazing stuff. Right, okay, well, I think that is all from us in C-Stand. I'll catch up with you a little bit shortly.
Each match is played by 2 teams of 11 players. Some are batters, some are bowlers, and there's 1 wicket-keeper. Both teams have a chance to bat and bowl. Look out for the coin toss. That's how they decide which team bats or bowls first. Each team has 20 overs to score as many runs as possible. The team with the most runs wins the game. 1 over is made up of 6 good deliveries from the bowler. To score runs, batters hit the ball and run between the stumps. If the ball reaches the boundary, it's 4 runs, and if it gets there without bouncing, that's a 6. While the batting team are scoring runs, the bowling team are trying to stop them and get the batters out by taking wickets. A few ways batters can be out are bowled, caught, run out, stumped, and LBW. Watch out for signals from the umpires, 4s, 6s, wickets, and these when a bad delivery has been bowled. Bad deliveries add runs to the batting team's score, and the bowler must bowl an extra ball. If you see the umpire doing this, the next ball is a free hit, and the batter cannot be out, bowled, caught, LBW, or stumped. And those are all the basics you need to know to get behind your team in this year's Vitality Blast competition.
Well, welcome up to the commentary box, where we're just a few minutes away from the start of this T20 quarter-final. About 6 minutes to go before the start. We've got some cricketers on stilts there. That's quite impressive. I like that. Everyone buzzing around just at the back of the pavilion, preparing for the start of this game, with, I think, somewhere in the region of about 11,000 tickets sold, which is great. Mark Church is this very handsome figure next to me, to my left-hand side, from BBC London.
Is there someone behind there? Is there?
He's with us tonight for commentary. Looking forward to this, mate?
Yeah, I am. It's a great game, these two. It's amazing, really, to think that these two have never met outside of finals day. The only two times they've met on finals day, 2004 in the semi-final, which was the most ridiculous game of cricket, and Surrey managed to win off the last ball by a run, and then 2005 when finals day was back at the Oval, and Lancashire won that semi-final. They have never met here at Old Trafford in a T20 game. So this is the first time these two sides in 20 years of T20 cricket have ever met outside of final stage. So that always adds a bit of spice to it. Surrey sort of tripped into this quarter-final is the way I've described it.
Okay.
How we're not in South London is quite beyond me, in the fact that they had 3 games to secure a home draw and managed to lose the last 3. So right. I think Surrey will enjoy this tonight. I think it's a bit like, it's a mini tour. I think they came up yesterday. They've stayed overnight. Lancashire's record here is unbelievable in T20 cricket. Good crowd in Friday night. I think in a way it might do Surrey good to be away from home. In a way, because, you know, they have lost those last 3 at home, Middlesex, Somerset and Essex on Sunday. And as I say, they sort of tripped into the away quarter-final. So I'm expecting a brilliant game. You look at the two sides and there's quality throughout in both sides, and it's a difficult one to call, really. It genuinely is. And what you were saying there about, you know, 2020 cricket is, it's difficult to predict, but I always say if one player has a night out, that could be the difference between the two sides.
And quite frankly, from the two sets of teams, almost anybody on either side could have a night out tonight, couldn't they?
Absolutely, and you look, there's World Cup winners in there, there's franchise cricketers in there. They've all got experience of big games. That, you know, you've got players here who've played in World T20 finals, you've got players here who played in the IPL, they played all around the world. So yeah, it's a big game, but to them it's another game of 2020. They know what the prize is, get to finals day, but there is so much experience in both sides, and that's why on paper it should be an absolutely brilliant game. So when we're finished by 8 o'clock with one side having been knocked over for 20 and we're all going home, I'll remind you I said that.
We're not far away. We're 3 minutes away from the start of this T20 quarter-final.
Ladies and gentlemen, with a guard of honour from Exton Cricket Club Under-11s, please welcome our umpires this afternoon, Paul Pollard and Rob White. And ladies and gentlemen, please give a big warm welcome to our visitors tonight, Surrey. Emirates Old Trafford, are you ready?
9,
8,
7, 6, 5,
4,
3,
2,
1. Please welcome to the pitch your Lancashire Lightning.
About 11,000 tickets sold for this fixture. We're all together now, Lancs TV and BBC Radio Lancashire, for this T20 quarter-final tie. So Surrey win the toss and bat first, Churchy.
Yeah, I can. I've always thought they're better when they're chasing, actually, with a target. They get themselves a bit muddled up sometimes when they're batting first of what they should set. But these two have got Surrey off to some terrific starts. And Jason Roy is back. So Jason Roy played on Sunday. He will bat at 3 tonight. The one change for Surrey is a force change in that Tom Curran a hamstring problem, so Dan Moriarty comes in. So Surrey do have the option of the left arm spinner. But yeah, if these two get it right, they have set Surrey on their way to some massive totals this season. The one I always remember is the Middlesex game, which they ended up losing. But I think Surrey were 191 for 1 after 13 overs. So that's what they're capable of. But as I say, it's two fantastic sides going head to head. Good luck to both of them. And whatever happens, I think we're in for a cracking game of cricket tonight.
Well, having the additional spinning option with Dan Moriarty is not the worst thing.
No, it's not. And I think as well, they do have a team chock with all-rounders. He's a frontline bowler.
It would be Luke Wood to open up from the Anderson end and bowling to Will Jacks, who's playing and missing a ball that bounces nicely into the gloves of Jos Buttler, who again keeps wicket for Lancashire Lightning. So a good start by Wood, who's had a very good blast campaign with the ball for Lancashire. He's Lancashire's leading wicket taker through the group stage.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Pace and bounce. That did fly through into the gloves of Jos Buttler. What you want is a belter of a pitch. Yeah, that's what you want tonight. And that first ball will encourage everybody, I think.
There's a slip in place. Jacks on strike. Here's Wood again. Left arm over balls to Jacks. That nips back, actually. The ball loops down towards Mitchell at first slip. And there's no run. It's a feisty start, this, by the left arm seam of Luke Wood. He does whip up quite a bit of pace for Lancashire Lightning with this white ball, certainly early on, and can get the ball to move in the first 2 or 3 overs.
Yeah, and as I say, it's an encouraging start for Wood, but I think Evans will be stood at the non-strikers end, and even though that hit Jacks to midships, I think he'll be pleased to see the ball coming on to the bat. I think that's what you want when you're up there in the top of the order.
So a couple of dot balls to start. Wood in again, balls to Jacks, another play and a miss. And through to Buttler.
Although I've said that. So that's 3 player misses for Will Jacks. So, yeah, it's a good start, this, from Luke Wood. It really is. And Will Jacks will just have to get his head down a touch here. Interestingly, Laurie Evans has just wandered down to have a quiet word with him. But, no, it's a good start, this, from Luke Wood.
Jacks 541 runs in the blast this year for Surrey, averaging 41, 550, strike rate of 160. Wood bowls to him, he's off the front foot, gets bat on ball this time and pushes away into the offside. And Stephen Croft is at cover. And there's no run. So 4 dot balls to start the first over of this T20 Blast quarter-final on a beautiful night in Manchester.
Oh, it's been lovely all day. I drove up this morning and coming up the old M6, sat on it for quite some time.
I can imagine.
And the weather was lovely. It was very, very nice. And it's perfect this evening. This is the perfect night for T20, isn't it?
It is. 4 dot balls to start. Wood tears his way back in, balls again to Jack, slashed away, but gets runs this time. Out towards mid-wicket. Phil Salt is out there fielding for Lancashire Lightning in front of the temporary stand, which is not in use tonight. Throw comes in to the keeper, and Surrey are up and running. Their first runs on the board, both to Will Jacks. He moves on to 2. Surrey 2 without loss.
I was interested what you said about the dimensions of the ground, and it's a big surface area and the big boundaries. Exactly the same at South London. So Surrey are used to having big boundaries to work with and hitting gaps and running 1s and 2s. So they're used to playing on big boundaries.
Final ball of the over. It's down the leg side to Jacks and signalled as a wide by the umpire. Taken by Buttler away to his left-hand side.
Tell you what, it's rather lovely to see Jos. Because obviously we don't see a lot of him from a sort of a domestic point of view. But it's lovely to see him out there, and Liam Livingston as well. That's what I mean. It's almost a who's who on both sides, isn't it? So, as I say, you couldn't ask for 2 better sides going head to head in a quarter-final.
Wood turns and comes back in to complete the over. To Jacks, hammers it up and over extra cover and out towards the boundary. And the first 4 of the evening off the bat of Will Jacks. The first half of the over belonged to the bowler. The final delivery certainly belonged to the batter. Beautiful shot, 7 without loss. 1 over into this T20 quarter-final.
It's interesting, isn't it? That's why wides kill you, because that was the extra ball in the over from the wide, and Will Jackson's gone inside out straight over extra cover for 4. So that's why wide deliveries can kill you in an over. It's a very good first over from Luke Wood, but that wide gives Will Jacks the extra delivery, and he's just jumped outside his leg stump and drilled it up and over extra cover for 4. Tom Bailey it will be from the pavilion end, the man who destroyed Surrey under lights in the Championship. Here with the white ball, Mr. Bailey. And good crowd in, and Tom Bailey in the Lancashire. It's a lovely kit, the Lancashire kit, all red. Surrey, of course, in the duck egg blue. Officially,
is that what it is?
Duck egg blue. Yeah.
Lovely.
As I always say, if you ever decide to redo your kitchen or bathroom, and that's the colour you fancy, it's duck egg blue.
Noted.
Tom Bailey is coming in over the wicket to the right-handed Laurie Evans. He's got a slip in there, and he's... Oh, I thought he bowled him. It's nipped back. It's a shout for LBW. It's too high, but I thought that had bowled Laurie Evans. It's nipped back on him off a goodish length. He's pushed forward. Oh, he's got a little inside edge onto that bat pad, and that's taking it over the top of the stumps. But for all the world, I thought that was the end of Laurie Evans' first ball. But a little bit of movement there for Tom Bailey. Encouraging start for him as he comes right arm over the wicket to Laurie Evans. Surrey 7 without loss in the second over, and Evans is off the mark in nice fashion. This is what I'm talking about. They're used to the big boundaries. He's just pushed that to the right of the sweeper, and he'll come back for 2, will Laurie Evans. And he's off the mark, and Jacks has 6, Surrey 9 without loss in the second over. But no, good crowd in tonight. And since I was last here, the new hotel's come on. As over the wicket comes Bailey. Down the pitch comes Evans. Beats the inside edge as Bailey just goes shorter of length, nips it back. It beats the inside edge. It's into the gloves of Jos Buttler. Moving away to his left-hand side. Nicely bowled by Tom Bailey.
They've had Jos Buttler for 10 group matches, Lancashire Lightning, and will be available for finals day as well. So it's been a super boost for Lancashire to have him available for so many fixtures. I think it's only the 3rd time he's played 10 or more games for Lancashire in a season, so since he's been with the club, which is almost 10 years.
Yeah. Is it nearly 10 years now? Wow. As Bailey is in, and up on his toes goes Evans, nudges it leg side. They'll pick up just the single on this occasion as Villas, there in his sunglasses, comes around to do the fielding, and Jacks comes on to strike on 6. Evans has 3. Lanky, the Lancashire mascot, is down on one knee at the moment, whipping the crowd into a frenzy down there. Look at that. What is he doing? Sort of mime. It's Marceau, isn't it? Remember him? There he is, down on one knee. Yeah, very good. With a bottle of water.
Wise.
Well, it's a warm night for a giraffe.
It is.
As turning is Bailey down below us. As comes over the wicket to Jacks, and Jacks is pulling a ball where he jumped outside his leg stump, and Bailey saw him go, banged it in, and Jacks pulls it out towards deep backwards square. Jacks is on to 7. Surrey in the second over, 11 without loss.
Well, of course, from either side, whoever progresses to finals day, their respective mascot will be there, even if the team isn't. Mascot. Final day.
There's been some. I'll tell you what. Over the years, there's been some dust-ups between Lanky and the various incarnations of the Surrey mascot. Yeah, they did fun. Well, they had to have a rerun of one of them one year. As in over the wicket once again comes Bailey, and this is driven by Evans. Handsomely out to Salt, sweeping on that cover boundary rope. They'll pick up the single. 1 more to the total. The end of Bailey's first over. Surrey winning the toss, batting first. And they are 12 without loss. I don't want to... I'm going to say it.
Oh.
But the one which was controversial, I believe it was because Lanky didn't wear his shoes.
What did he wear?
His normal trainers, legged it.
Ah.
Absolutely bombed it round. And there was a steward's inquiry. And there was talk of a rerun in a game here, a one-day game after that. That would have been about 2004, I think. And I don't know if the rerun ever happened, but I think Lanky didn't put the feet on.
Underhand tactics.
Well, may have forgotten them. There is that.
Very true. Here's Wood to start his second over of the night. Balls to Evans, down on one knee, and drives the ball past the bowler up towards mid-off for a single. Score ticks along to 13 without loss.
I once left Caesar the Lion's outfit at a service station up the M6.
Oh dear.
I'd been given the sole responsibility of getting it up there, and thought it'd be hilarious to take a photo in the car park of Caesar the Lion on the way up. Got about 20 yards down the motorway. I thought, hang on, I've left Caesar the Lion in the car park.
You had one job. Wood balls to Jacks off the back foot, trying to force the ball away. Played a miss, and there's an extra bounce again through to Butler. And there's no run. So we're 2 balls into the third over. 13 runs so far for Surrey, 7 for Jacks, 5 for Evans.
It's a tidy start this from Lancashire. Just the one boundary so far. He'd settle for that in the third over. It's good pace from Wood as well. Really is getting it down there.
Wood comes back in, balls to Jacks, who in position to try and ramp the ball, but this goes through to Joss Butler. Stands there and rehearses the shot, Will Jacks. He's got fine leg and third man inside the ring, so any decent contact, probably get runs for it, but dot ball.
It's interesting this. These two, when they get going, get Surrey off to flying starts. This is tough at the moment. And interestingly again, Evans has just wandered down there after that delivery to Will Jacks.
13 for no wicket. Wood left arm over, balls to Jacks. It's fallen off stump and he drives up towards mid-off. Scampers through for a single. Underarm throw towards the stumps by Daryl Mitchell.
Broken his bat. It's a great Yorker that from Luke Wood. Toe end of the bat, and it's split the bottom of Will Jacks' bat, so he needs another bat brought out to him. I think he uses the same manufacturer as Laurie Evans. He might, or he could just borrow Laurie Evans' bat for the next ball.
Just take it in turn, just share one bat for the rest of this partnership. Wood is back in again to Evans. It's angled into him and he just leans forward and steers it off the front foot, picks out Daryl Mitchell, that extra cover, and there's no run.
This is a very good start from Luke Wood. Just 2 off this over. Now, of course, the final ball of his first over went for 4, so Laurie Evans will be targeting this final delivery. Cameron Steele's getting ready to bring some bats out to Will Jacks at the end of this over.
Just a selection of 2, I think, then. Quite modest. Final ball of the third. Evans on 5, Wood in, balls to Evans. That's pulled, takes his bottom hand off the bat, and it's picked up by Salt at backward square leg for a single. That's the end of the over. 3 gone. Change of bat on its way for Will Jacks. He's on 8, Laurie Evans on 6. Surrey are 15 without loss after 3.
Yeah, and it's a really good start this from Lancashire. I think the key thing from a batting point of view is the wickets column. Haven't lost a wicket yet, but it's been tight stuff from Lancashire, it really has, and I think Luke Wood's enjoying this. Bit of pace and bounce. It's going to be Tom Bailey from this pavilion end to bowl the 4th over. Will Jacks has a new bat in his hand. That one looks like it's taped at the bottom as well. So Will Jacks' bats are taking a bit of a battering of late. It will be Laurie Evans on strike though for the start of this 4th over. Sorry, 15 without loss, winning the toss, batting first. Bailey is in, and here's the ramp from Evans. He's played it really well. It's got inside it, that's 6. He has just jumped outside the off stump, little paddle ramp, and away over the boundary for 6. So it's our first maximum of the evening. Very well played by Laurie Evans. Soared away over the boundary rope for 6. Beautifully played.
It was, yeah, and with the field set with third man and fine leg inside the circle, if he gets decent contact as he did, he's probably going to get 6, which he did.
Waits again, Bailey, right arm over the wicket to him. Now he's gone down the ground. How much of this has he got? Enough to get away with it, because it goes over the top of long off and long on. Back goes Luke Wood to do the retrieval work down below us. So Livingston and Wood looking to the heavens, but he's got enough on it to get it away from those 2. And 2 more to the total, and Laurie Evans moves on to 14.
Sense here that Surrey might just look to target this Tom Bailey over. They're getting nothing from Wood at the other end.
Bailey Runs away from us into Laurie Evans. He's going ramping again on this one. He's managed to ramp for 6 over short third man. That's a brilliant bit of batting, because he was originally going to look to ramp that over short fine and then turned himself all the way round and took himself off his feet and ramped it straight over short third for 6. That is a brilliant bit of batting from Laurie Evans. He moves on to 20, 14 off the first 3 balls of this, the 4th over.
It's outstanding batting, that, isn't it? Because the late adjustment that he had to put in there to get it over in the end, third man. It's forced a fielding change for Lancashire. They've dropped Luke Wells back to the fine leg boundary and they brought mid-wicket inside the circle.
He took himself off his feet to play that as Bailey is in. Short ball, and Evans pulls this one out into the leg side. They'll get back for 2. 2 more to the total. Again, that's the example of Surrey being used to big boundaries. Absolutely tore the first, put pressure on the fielder Tom Hartley, and got back very easily for the second. So you're right, Laurie Evans has decided, with a tight start and Luke Wood bowling very nicely from the James Anderson end, he's going to go after Tom Bailey. So that's 14, 16 off this over with 2 balls to go. They're now getting a man out to, well, basically cow corner in front of the new hotel. As over the wicket goes Bailey to Laurie Evans. Oh, that's a low full toss, which Evans was a little early on that and has just tugged it up to Luke Wood at mid-on. He doesn't field cleanly, but they're through for the single. Might feel he's missed out a little bit there, Laurie Evans, but picks up a single. He's on to 23, Surrey 32 without loss.
Yeah, they've got a bit of momentum, haven't they, now? A bit of impetus into the innings. Good couple of overs that by Lancashire, but they've just looked at this 4th over. A couple of shots manufactured a little bit by Evans, but they're up and running now, Surrey.
They are, as Will Jacks waits for Bailey. Oh, he's ramping as well, and he's ramped it straight to short fine leg. And Will Jacks goes, caught at short fine by Luke Wells. On the edge of the circle, just didn't get enough on it, Will Jacks, and has ramped it straight to Luke Wells. And Tom Bailey, after taking a bit of tap off Laurie Evans, has picked up the big wicket of Will Jacks in the 4th over. 4 gone, and Surrey are 32 for 1.
Yeah, it's a lot of runs, isn't it, back in the pavilion. Lancashire Lightning have got rid of there. They'll be absolutely thrilled with that. Jacks, leading run scorer in the Blast this season for Surrey. It's a shot that they've used through the course of this over. That ramp brought Wells back inside the circle. Just didn't get enough on it. I guess that's the risk that you take with that shot. It's not without risk, but the reward is there for batters when they get it right, but you don't quite time it with the field set as it was there. It's a relatively straightforward catch for Luke Wells.
This will be fun. Laurie Evans and Jason Roy batting together.
Yeah, when you look through the 2 teams, Jacks, Evans, Roy, Curran, Narine, Overton, Smith, Jordan, Abbott, Atkinson, Moriarty, and then Salt, and Butler, and Livingston, and Mitchell, and Wells. There's a lot of firepower there.
Huge talent in both sides, isn't there?
It's a 3rd over on the spin, this, for Luke Wells, for Luke Wood in the power play. It's hammered away, but without too much timing in there. He bounced to mid-off. He absolutely nailed it. But he just seemed to kind of bounce maybe 10 yards in front of Liam Livingston, who got everything behind it and makes a very good stop.
I'm no mind reader or reader of body language, but I don't think Liam Livingston appreciated that one from Laurie Evans, because he absolutely nailed it. And Liam Livingston, as that was going towards him, he would have been thinking, this is going to hurt. This is really going to hurt.
Got everything in behind it, didn't he? Stopped it. Wood to Evans. It's a nice shot. Run down towards third man, just off his toes. Steers it down towards the deep third boundary for a single.
I always think with Laurie Evans and Jason Roy batting together, where it's fun. I've seen them do it a couple of times. If they get in together, it almost becomes like who can hit it further competition. Neither of them, as you know, are shy when it comes to batting. So it's always quite. Look at Laurie Evans now, just leant on his bat in the middle, chatting away to World Cup winner Jason Roy about what he should do here. It's great stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a terrific game of cricket between 2 very, very good sides. Roy's on strike for the first time. Here's Wood, in, balls to Roy, tries to flick it away to mid-wicket. He wasn't sure where the ball had gone. Evans had called him through. And they do scamper for a quick single. Gets Jason Roy's first run of the evening. Surrey are 34 for 1. We're halfway through the 5th over. You're with Lancs TV and BBC Radio Lancashire, and on the BBC Sport website and app as well, for coverage of this T20 quarter-final tie. Lancashire Lightning outstanding at home against a Surrey side who've won 6 of their last 7 away from South London. Wood turns and will set off again. Evans on strike, 24 not out. Wood balls to Evans, it's gone high towards the leg side. Over the rope, watch out below the point, it's coming your way. It's all the way for 6 for Evans. He moves on to 30 and it's 40 for 1.
Well, that's laid down the marker for the evening for everybody, hasn't it? That has gone miles. Laurie Evans loves the aftershot as well, doesn't he? As he just sort of swivels and holds the pose for a second. But he has absolutely nailed that. He knew that was 6 just from the sound off the bat. So that has laid the marker down for everybody else this evening.
Could be some big hitting tonight. And that's the first one of the evening. 40 for 1 with 2 balls left of the 5th. Wood back in to Evans, slashed away down towards deep third. It probably will be 4, it will. It's a no ball as well. It's gone down towards the deep third boundary. There is a man down there, Tom Hartley, went to his left, it reached the rope, it's gone for 4. It's a front foot no ball, it's a free hit as well, this.
Yeah, and all of a sudden here, Laurie Evans against Tom Bailey decided now's the time. And he's gone 6-4 and he's got a free hit. So a bit of damage being done here by Laurie Evans after 3 very quiet overs. Laurie Evans single-handedly has suddenly kick-started this Surrey innings.
He's 34, 46 for 1. Wood. It's a free hit. He's back into to Evans. That's off the back foot, hammered away through the offside for 4. Beats the infield, of which there's a cover, an extra cover. It's gone between Mitchell and Croft. Rattled its way towards the rope in front of the new hotel, in front of some sofas.
Oh, that's a lovely touch, isn't it?
Nice.
A special area, is it? The sofa area.
The sofa area.
Very nice
take
there,
a bit of a break in the sofa area.
What a nice way to watch cricket. Sat on it. There you are. Sat on a sofa. Someone there with his son in his Lancashire Lightning shirt, sat on the sofa.
There's 2 sofa areas inside the ground.
The double sofa area.
Final ball of the 5th. Wood in balls to Evans, who's off the back foot, both feet almost in the air, trying to swat it away towards the leg side, but the ball bounces back down the pitch and gathered by Wood off his own bowling. 50's on the board for Surrey. 50 for 1, 5 overs gone. Roy on 1 and Evans on 38.
Well, it must be the only ground in the country with a double sofa area, I would have thought. A lovely way to do things.
There's 1 sofa area to our right, below the new hotel,
yes,
and then 1 in front of the old hotel.
There is. God, well, that looks lovely. Are those very high bar stools as well that you can sit on? Yeah, they are very high, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very high. You're not going to reach your drink. Well, the table you're sat at's going to be even higher, isn't it, with those bar stools? So, down below us, Daryl Mitchell is going to bowl the 6th over. Final one of the power play from the pavilion end, and Jason Roy on strike chops this one to Stephen Croft, who does the fielding, moving round to his right. And there is no run. So Laurie Evans ticking. 38 off 19 balls, couple of 4s for Laurie Evans. 3 6s, couple of ramp shots, and then an absolutely thoroughbred pull shot as Mitchell's down the leg side here. This will be wide signal. Jason Roy gets absolutely nothing on it. And there's the trumpeter for the first time this evening. And 1 more to the total. And Surrey are 51 for 1.
Wind predictor's up already. It's quite early, that, isn't it? But
wind predictor?
Win.
Oh, win, sorry.
Win. W-I-N.
So that's early for the old wind predictor, isn't it?
It is. 56% Surrey, I reckon.
As Jason Roy gets a slower ball from Mitchell, drills this up the ground with the bottom hand. Luke Wood dives to his right. It's just changed now after that ball.
Well, it changed as he was running into bowl.
Doesn't say much about Daryl Mitchell, does it? Imagine
Actually,
that.
no,
if you're running into bowl and the win predictor Surrey suddenly go up to 95%, this is not going to be a great delivery, is it?
Never seen that before.
No,
He's running into bowl and the win
real
predictor has changed.
Real-time win predicting. 52 for 1. As Laurie Evans comes on to strike on 38. As Daryl Mitchell right arm over the wicket to him, and it's one of those clever slow bounces where he just sticks it in the pitch. And Laurie Evans was through the shot very early. He's trying to swing that into the leg side. He almost did an entire pirouette there, did Laurie Evans. But good bit of bowling that from Daryl Mitchell, just stuck it in the pitch. And Laurie Evans was through that very, very early. I'll say he did a full 360. Did Evans. 38 off 20 balls. 52 for 1 Surrey in the final over of the power play. Mitchell is in. Slower one, and that's again just helped on its way up and over the top of Joss Butler by Laurie Evans. And away down to the boundary rope for 4. So again, it's a clever bit of batting that from Laurie Evans. He's just turned himself around and then just helped it with the bottom hand up and over the top. And away for 4 more. Evans has played that shot now 3 times and played it very successfully. 42 to him, and Surrey 56 for 1. Mitchell with a very large orange bowling disc next to him. Laurie Evans has swung this one high in the air. I think he'll get away with it out towards Dane Villas, who has to come in off that leg side boundary rope. So that's a single for Laurie Evans. He moves on to 43. 1 ball to go of this, the 6th over, and Dane Villas, 1 of 2 back on that leg side boundary rope. The 2 outside the fielding circle, deep mid wicket, and as I say, Villas looking into the sun, basically at cow corner. Not easy there with the sun in your eyes as Mitchell's over the wicket to Jason Roy, and Roy, well, looks to drive a slower ball. It's a thick outside edge, that's nicely disguised by Daryl Mitchell. And Stephen Croft tumbles away to his right to do the fielding. So that's the end of the power play. 58 for 1 Surrey at the end of that first 6 overs. The 1 to go, Will Jacks for 8. Laurie Evans has 43 and Jason Roy's on 3.
Make a note of the power play score.
I've written it down.
Excellent. You didn't happen to write what it was after 5 overs, 4 overs?
I did.
Excellent.
I did. I've written that down as well.
That's very good.
Because that could become crucial later on.
Could be vital, that. Because if it's a tie,
well, when it rains. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It could be vital, that.
In terms of scores level and things like that. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, because there's no super over.
No, it's just when Southerners come to Manchester, they think it's going to rain all the time.
I've been surprised by the weather today.
You shouldn't be. It's like this every day.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
It's like this up the M6 all the way.
It's Luke Wells for the first time tonight. So through the power play, 58 for 1. And Wells in a bowls. Reverse sweep attempted by Roy. Picks out Daryl Mitchell at what was short fine leg on the reverse. And there is no run. 58 for 1 in the power play, Paul. What's your assessment of the start?
It's a good start from Surrey, isn't it? Anything around about 9, 10 and over in the power play is good going. Good pitch, isn't it? Good pitch, great conditions.
Wells to Roy. Little bottom edge perhaps on this. He's been well stopped by Bailey. What's it come off? No, it's leg by. We've got through for 1 with Roy looking to try and sweep, so he remains on 3. 59 for 1.
Yeah, Lancashire would have been pleased to get rid of Jacks. Jacks has been one of the stars for Surrey, both with the bat obviously, but also with the ball. The other one has been Laurie Evans. They're the 2 main run scorers.
Wells to Evans. It's a quicker ball by Wells to Evans. Keeps it out, the ball deflects away into the offside, no run. 59 for 1, so halfway through the 7th, the first over sent down by Luke Wells. Long off, a long on, there's a deep mid-wicket, a deep backward square leg and deep point. Wells to Evans, who uses his feet and comes down the pitch and works it up towards mid-on for a single. Moves on to 44, it's 60 for 1 with 2 balls left of the 7th over.
It's good this from Luke Wells. Very good from Luke Wells. Bowls it at a quick pace, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of a surprise package, is Luke.
Into to Roy. It's a wide ball which he chops at. Could have dragged that back onto his stumps. In the end, it goes past the keeper. Roy goes through for a single. 61 for 1. Yeah, he's bowled a lot now, isn't he? He's kind of front and centre of the bowling attack for Lancashire.
Yeah, he's instrumental, isn't he, in Lancashire's attack now. Turned himself into a really good all-rounder.
Final ball of his first over. Evans has just nudged the ball away to mid-wicket. And Wells will catch up with that off his own bowling. Actually, he leaves it for Rob Jones, who comes up to complete the fielding. So 7 overs gone, 3 off that first by Luke Wells. And Surrey won the toss and elected to have a bat first. That's 62 for 1.
Yeah, this pitch was supposed to be the pitch for the Roses match, which was rained off last Friday, unfortunately. Used on Sunday. And Lancashire's victory over Northants, and it looks a pretty good surface to me. I don't think there's going to be any weather conditions that'll come in and alter it in any way. I don't think there's going to be any dew. There's quite a strong breeze. It's warm, sultry.
Yeah, it's a cracking pitch for T20 cricket as Tom Hartley is into the attack from the pavilion end to start the 8th over. First delivery, trying to give himself a little bit of room there was Laurie Evans to go through extra cover. Got 2 back on that leg side boundary rope as Hartley's round the wicket. Here comes Laurie Evans down the pitch to him and slaps this with the bottom hand down towards Dane Villas. I was saying to Scott that the one change for Surrey, Tom Curran a hamstring problem, so Dan Moriarty comes into the side, so it just gives him that. He's got Will Jacks, but also he's got Dan Moriarty as well.
He's only played one game, Moriarty, hasn't he, this summer?
He's been, well, he's off with Yorkshire now in terms of the Championship, on loan with Yorkshire, so he's getting around the place. As onto the back foot goes Roy and punches this one away out towards the sweeper on the cover boundary rope. That's Luke Wood out there who does the fielding. One more to Jason Roy.
Yeah, well, Hartley's become Lancashire's #1 spinner really in one-day cricket. Matt Parkinson was that man for a couple of years.
It's in again, and well, Laurie Evans off the back foot has just slotted this out towards the long off boundary. And Phil Salt, he got round to it, Phil Salt, but it's just got through him and away over the boundary rope for 4. And Laurie Evans just onto the back foot, and that boundary takes him to 50 from 28 deliveries. So it's been really Laurie Evans who's doing all the scoring here for Surrey, and it's been a lovely 50 so far from Laurie Evans as Laurie Evans cuts this one away, and Bailey does very well, dives there at short third. Good evening to listeners on 5 Sports Extra who've joined us as well in this quarter-final, and we're in the 8th over. Surrey winning the toss, batting first, 69 for 1 as Hartley is in to Jason Roy, who's sweeping. It's top edgy, but it's got a lot of height on it, and it'll run away over the boundary rope and away for Jason Roy's first boundary. So 8 gone, Surrey 73 for 1. Paul Allett is alongside, and Scott Reed. And I think Surrey now, Mr. Allett will be quite pleased with this start. And Laurie Evans has played beautifully, hasn't he?
He has. He's played really well. 51 from 29, 4 4s, 3 6s. Doing what he's done all the way through the summer for Surrey in the blast. Jason Roy, who's only played a couple of games prior to this. Not a bad man to have coming in at number 3 for Surrey. They're packed with big hitting all-rounders mainly. The team is virtually all all-rounders. Evans and Roy are probably the only 2 batters.
Here's Wells to Evans down the pitch and strikes the ball away through the offside out towards the deep extra cover boundary. It's fumbled a little bit on the rope by Tom Hartley, but he just flicks the ball back in the nick of time, and Evans comes back for 2. 53 to him now, 75 for 1. Yeah, the old divot came up there, it bounced a bit, but
it's a good recovery.
Wells at the top of his mark from the Anderson end into to Evans, and shuffles forward and then just defends back down the pitch, and gathered by Wells off his own bowling. And there is no run, just the 1 wicket to fall, that of Will Jacks for 8, caught by Luke Wells off the bowling of Tom Bailey. So Laurie Evans and Jason Roy here together for Surrey. It's carved away through the offside by Evans. Beats backward point. Jones with a dive there. Down towards the boundary it goes. Villas does catch up with it. And they'll jog back for 3. By the time that Villas has stopped it by the ropes, we saved 1 run for his team, but nicely run between Evans and Roy. It's now 78 for 1.
Yeah, enterprising running that time. They should have got 3 a couple of balls ago when Tom Hartley fumbled it on the cover boundary, but only managed 2. I think they thought it was probably going for 4. But still scampering along at 9 and over.
Wells to Roy, who looks to sweep the ball. Unsuccessful sweep, and the ball makes its way into the gloves of Joss Butler.
Tell you what, Rob Jones did well there as well. I think a fingertip saved a run there as well. Took a bit of pace off that from Laurie Evans.
2 balls left to the 9th. 5 off the over so far. Wells to Roy. That's hammered out towards the offside, towards the point boundary. Tom Hartley fields, sends it in on the bounce to Butler. Through they go for 1. 79 for 1.
It's interesting mentioning that running between the wickets again, and I was saying Surrey used to playing on big boundaries back in South London, so they're used to hitting the, I think they called it the pockets these days, don't they, and tearing the first and getting back for the second.
Final ball of the 9th. Again, Evans carves this one away through the offside. Again, some pace taken off it at extra cover. Hartley comes round to complete the fielding. Evans wants to come back for a 3rd. Roy sends him back. Roy wasn't massively keen on running 3. 81 for 1 after 9.
That's like when I turn up at a party, or if I ever get invited to a social occasion, that reaction for Jason Roy is what everybody's reaction is when I arrive. Just completely turned his back to Laurie Evans. He wasn't going anywhere there, was he? But again, it's a good over from Luke Wells, but Surrey just ticking here. 9 overs, 81 on the board, just that 1 wicket down. Where they've got themselves in trouble in the group stages this season, and then you've seen them, I think, in a bit of the T20, Mr. Alec, it's when they sort of pack with all-rounders and they've just gone hard, and suddenly they found themselves sort of 8 down with not many on the board.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be difficult to be critical of the batting effort against Middlesex when they got 258, was it, or 253? But the innings actually faded away in that game, and you know, another 10 runs would have made all the difference. They probably thought they were well clear anyway. It was a great chase by Middlesex.
Daryl Mitchell to bowl the 10th over, coming into Jason Roy, who whips that one out towards deep mid-wicket, and they'll pick up a single. Yeah, I think Surrey after 14 overs were 191 for 1 against Middlesex, and the 250 odds look great, sounded fantastic, but actually I think they admitted afterwards that they probably should have got up around 260, 270 really, and that would have been the game. So that's why they find themselves here, having lost the last 3 group matches at home, Surrey. Laurie Evans on 58. As Daryl Mitchell is over the wicket too in bright sunshine, small ball, and Laurie Evans just tucked up for room, pushes it down to backward point and picks up another single.
It's amazing, isn't it, that these 2 teams have only met twice before in T20 cricket. I mean, it's a sad indictment on the competition, because I think it's a really good competition, but you get 2 of the best sides in the country, the strongest teams and squads and whatever, and they hardly ever play each other.
It's the first time they played each other here. As in over the wicket comes Mitchell, and that's just flicked away by Jason Roy. Just drifted onto his pad, so Jason Roy stood up straight and just thrown his bottom hand in at the last minute and helped it round the corner and down to the boundary rope for 4. And that takes Surrey on to 87 for 1.
And it's a lovely little shot that from Jason Roy. Didn't look to overhit. It was a poor ball from Mitchell. Just drifting down the leg side. Would probably have been a wide had he missed it. Just steered it really, really fine.
Mitchell over the wicket he comes once again to Jason Roy. Short one, and Jason Roy helps this down towards fine leg. They'll pick up another single as the throw comes in over the top of the stumps.
Gets round a bit, does Jonesy, doesn't he? Specialist fielder. I had a chat with him on the outfield before play. I said, "You playing today?" He said, "Yeah, batting at 10 and fielding everywhere."
And still looking like a musketeer.
He's got a wonderful hairdo and wispy beard and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely brilliant, yeah. As in comes Mitchell, and it's another ramp by Laurie Evans, and it's very well played, straight over Joss Butler's head, and down to the boundary rope for 4. So that's the 4th one of those he's played. 2 have gone for 6 and 2 have gone for 4. So he's played that beautifully so far this evening as Laurie Evans. And Surrey move on to 92 for 1.
Fantastic cricket from Laurie Evans. He plays that so well, stays in line with it, keeps his head still. It's just a little flick. No great pace from Mitchell, so it's a safe way of playing the shot.
Waits again does Laurie Evans. Slower ball from Mitchell. Here they go. Just tucks this into the leg side. Wants to. Jason Roy doesn't. Again, sends Laurie Evans back in no uncertain terms. That call from Jason Roy's terrified me up here. And just the single, but that's the halfway point for Surrey. 10 gone, and they've laid a platform. They're 93 for 1.
Yeah, it's a really good first 10 overs. Halfway point, of course, for Surrey. Just get the feeling that Laurie Evans is a bit miffed with Jason Roy. Sprinting isn't probably in his top 5 favourite activities, Jason Roy, but you never know.
Yes, those two sort of sauntered towards each other at the end of the over for a chat.
He wasn't coming back for 3, was he, before? It seems to feel like he wants to come back for 2. So over number 11, 93 for 1. Wells 3rd on the spin for him, and Evans works it up towards mid-on for a single. 95 for 1. 2 other games taking place tonight in the quarter-finals. Somerset against the Notts Outlaws in Taunton. Notts are 52 for 3 in the 9th, and Hampshire against Worcestershire in Southampton, as Wells is into Roy to work down towards short 3rd. Throw comes in at a fair pace by Dame Villas to Joss Butler, but they cross for 1. 95 for 1, and Worcestershire are 10 for 1 in the 2nd over against Hampshire Hawks. So 2 other T20 quarterfinals taking place tonight. Of course, last night Birmingham Bears, who absolutely bossed the North Group, lost their quarterfinal at home. Evans down the pitch, hits it back towards Wells. Well, stopped by Wells off his own bowling, away to his right-hand side.
It's quite a clash, that, isn't it? Wells and Evans, and Roy. I mean, it's like 2 massive inside centres going into each other there.
Wells to Evans, rocks back, muscles the ball away towards the onside. Finds Daryl Mitchell on the long-on boundary. Evans moves on to 66. It's 96 for 1.
Good little spell this from Wells. He's only on for 14 from 16 balls. Useful in the context of this total.
In bowls, and right off the back foot hammers it down the ground. This time it's 4, and it's gone to the left of Mitchell, who's at long on. It's probably only gone 10 yards to his left, but it's come so quickly off the bat by Roy. He can't get across and cut it off. 21 to Roy. Now that brings up 3 figures as well for Surrey. 100 for 1.
It's just all power, that, from Jason Roy, isn't it? Just strength, really.
Final ball of the 11th. Roy swings this next delivery from Wells, trying to again launch the ball towards the leg side, but makes no contact with that as he was aiming to send it out towards the point somewhere. It's a dot ball to end the over. 11 gone, 100 for 1. Evans 66, Roy on 21.
Yep, and I think Surrey will be fairly pleased with where they find themselves. Obviously Evans is in, and Jason Roy's got a start now, and Liam Livingston's bringing himself into the attack. The captain down below us, of course, can bowl his leggies or his offies. Can Mr. Livingston, but expecting to bowl his leggies to the right-hander. That's the way he normally works, isn't it? Leggies to the right-handers, offies to the left-handers. Here he comes round the wicket. This will be great fun. He's bowling his offies actually to Evans, who's sweeping this. Oh dear. Now that has got through Stephen Croft out there at deep backward square. And Stephen Croft, who is normally absolutely watertight in the field, it's just got through him and gone away for 4 runs. So that's a bonus boundary for Laurie Evans. He's on to 70 now, and Surrey are 104 for 1. Livingston is in and bowls Laurie Evans. He's looked to sweep Laurie Evans, and it's hit the leg stump, and that's good from Liam Livingston. And Laurie Evans' fine innings comes to an end on 70. Livingston has a wicket with his second delivery, but it's been a very good innings that from Laurie Evans. He's gone for 70, and Surrey in the 12th are 104 for 2.
It's a great knock by Evans. It's a welcome wicket for Lancashire Lightning. Boy, did they need that breakthrough. Evans in fine form tonight for Surrey. A sense of relief really across the face of Liam Livingston. There was kind of little emotion really from the Lancashire skipper, but perhaps more of, well, thank goodness that's done. Second breakthrough for Lancashire Lightning. Outstanding knock by Laurie Evans tonight. And out comes Sam Curran next.
Yep, and Sam Curran batting at 4. He has been batting at 3, but of course with Jason Roy back, I think he prefers batting at 4. Sam Curran, he's been in pretty good nick throughout this T20 competition, but a very good innings that from Laurie Evans. God, there's some characters on show here, isn't there? There's some big characters. I was thinking Livingston to Evans and Roy. Oh dear. And here's Sam Curran as well. So Sam Curran in his orange and yellow boots.
They're fancy, aren't they?
They're very fancy. He's out there in the middle. There's a few of those knocking around now. There's some rogue boots around the place. I think Will Jackson's got a pair of blue ones.
Why not?
Yeah. Not quite duck egg blue. As Livingston, round the wicket he comes to the left-handed. Sam Curran is off the mark in nice fashion. Just drives this one down to Dane Villas in the sun. Down below. So it can't be easy, actually, when you're down at this pavilion end looking back towards the point, because the sun's directly in your eyes, isn't it? So Dane Villas has got his sunnies and his hat on, but he's still having to put a hand up over his eyes to shield himself from the sun. As round the wicket goes Livingston, and this is turned by Jason Roy into the leg side. They'll pick up 1 and they'll pick up 2. That's nicely played by Jason Roy. And again, it's everything we talked about with the angles. And I was saying to you before the game started, it was fascinating. Chris Jordan was out there with Gareth Batty, wasn't he? And they were just pointing to different areas of the ground. I guarantee that's what they were talking about. As round the wicket comes Livingston once more to Roy, and Roy just pushes this again into the leg side. They'll want 2 again. It's good batting from Jason Roy and good running between himself and Sam Curran. He's just pushing Stephen Croft to his left there and bringing Villas to his right, but he's not trying to hit that too hard. Big boundaries. He's just popping it into the leg side, sprinting the first and getting back for the second. Here's Jason Roy, 109 for 2. Roy's on 25 as Livingston's into him. That's short, and that's just tugged away by Jason Roy. Not sure he's going to do 3 consecutive 2s, mind you. As the throw comes in, 1 bounce over the top of the stumps. It'll just be a single. 12 gone. And Surrey, 110 for 2 here on BBC Lancashire. 5 Sports Extra, BBC Radio London, and Lancs TV, of course. So 8 to go. 10 off that over. Livingston with the wicket of Laurie Evans for 70, and Surrey 110 for 2.
Yeah, just check the run rate a little bit for that Laurie Evans wicket. Absolute relief, really, for Lancashire Lightning. He looked pretty outstanding touch tonight, Evans. Gone for 70 off 41 balls, 6 4s, 3 6s. Roy and Curran together now. Sam Curran. No Tom for Surrey tonight. We've gone for Dan Moriarty.
Tom, instead. I read, had a bit of a hamstring problem.
Here comes Tom Hartley in. Balls to Roy, who goes on the reverse and is able to sweep it on the reverse down towards the boundary and gets 4 runs, and that moves the score to 114 for 2.
Be a great kid show, that. Roy on the reverse. But there he was. He just sort of stood up straight, didn't he? And just helped it away down to the boundary rope for 4. But it's nicely played by Jason Roy.
Got the left arm spin of Tom Hartley, bowling from the Anderson end, but 1 over from the Statham end a little earlier on. Little edgy this from Roy, thick edge down towards short third. Curran's already halfway down by the time that Roy realises and scampers through for a quick single. I think he's doing his rounds around the edge of the outfield, keeping an eye on the refreshments. It's a warm evening.
It's a warm evening, especially for Lanky.
It is warm for Lanky.
They're used to the heat, giraffes, aren't they?
What if you're from Manchester? Hartley in, balls to Curran. That's just weaved away through the offside for a single. So 116 for 2. We're in the 13th over, brings Roy back on strike. 31 not out, Jason Roy. Lancashire got long off, a long on. There's a deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg, deep backward point as well. Short cover, short third and short fine. Inside the circle, Hartley from around the wicket bowls. Roy drags the ball away through the onside. Salt puts in a really good dive to stop the ball. Roy will come back for 2, but he's probably saved a couple there for his side, Phil Salt. Plenty of ground to make up at deep mid-wicket, running round towards that wide long-on boundary. That's the dive in. Saves 2 runs for his team. It's 118 for 2 now. Roy on 33. Butler, the keeper, crouches down. Hartley's in, bowls, punched back down the ground, deflected by Hartley actually, off his right hand, going low down to his right. He takes a bit of pace off the ball. And through they go for a single. 119 for 2 now.
He did pretty well there, Hartley. And the other thing that he had to, well, he would have been aware of the studs and spikes of Sam Curran at the non-striker's end.
Hartley into Curran, a left-hander off the back foot, trying to force the ball away into the offside. Livingston, Lancashire's captain, had extra cover inside the circle to field the ball, so it's a dot ball to end the 13th over. 119 for 2. Roy 34, Curran on 2. With 13 overs gone, Roy and Curran together here. Lancashire Lightning know that the batting keeps on coming. Doesn't really kind of relent, does it? I don't think, with this, well, and that's applicable to both sides.
Yeah, I think that Surrey batting lineup, in the group stage, you could sort of name 1, 2 and 3, and then after that it was anybody's guess, and you probably think Narine might come in next. He's got licence, of course. Here's Livingston with the 14th over, and sweeping is Jason Roy. Oh, that's a good shot. Very controlled sweep, and has got it fine. Chases on for Croft. He's done very well, but they'll get back for 3. That was nicely played again by Jason Roy. Very controlled sweep that from Jason Roy. He's on to 37. 122 for 2 elsewhere. Not 79 for 3 against Somerset in the 12th over. And Worcestershire 17 for 3 in the 4th against Hampshire. So trouble for Worcestershire. As round the wicket goes Livingston, and this is punched off the back foot by the left-handed Sam Curran, down the ground towards Dane Villas. He comes up to do the fielding. That must be the Test match wicket, I would have thought, that's covered up there. Quite rightly. 1, 2, 3 for 2. Surrey in this, the 14th over. Livingston with his offies comes around the wicket again, and what's happened here? He hasn't let the ball go. Liam Livingston, so he didn't let the ball go. Jason Roy was looking for it, but it was still in his hand. Liam Livingston, as around the wicket he goes once again. Sweeping again is Jason Roy. This one hits the pad, rolls away into the offside, and they won't get a run as Joss Butler comes out from behind the stumps, the trumpeter, getting the crowd going once again. Livingston around the wicket to Roy, and Roy is reverse sweeping and is sent back by Sam Curran, which was a wise decision because there was never a run there, and it's good work from Lancashire. Notice that some of the seats are sat upon in front of the new hotel. That's going into the new hotel by Jason Roy, and those people in those seats, almost the ball going towards them. It's actually those in the sofas that's gone towards, but he got a lot of that, did Jason Roy, and slog swept for 6. 129 for 2.
Yeah, the new seats are open in front of the hotel. The hotel itself isn't open yet. The hotel rooms, I don't think they're going to be open until next year, but the restaurant and the bar will be ready for the Test match.
Lovely seats.
Yeah.
And sweeping again is Jason Roy, and round will come Croft. And a little slip from Stephen Croft enables them to get back for 2. I think they were all
section in TMS tomorrow morning for day 3 of that fixture, the 4th Test match taking place here, with, I think, quite a lot of people hoping there's something on it. Would be nice.
Weather could still play a part, I think, at Headingley. Apparently tomorrow it's not meant to be great.
Oh, is it not? Oh, right. Here comes Luke Wood, returns from the Anderson end, in and balls to Curran. Actually nudged up towards mid-on for a single. He moves on to 4, 132 for 2.
One of the great weather forecasts of all time, that.
Oh, that's terrific.
Weather's not meant to be very good tomorrow, is it not? No. Didn't tell anybody else anything more about it. But the weather forecast I heard on my way up was showers tomorrow.
Right. Okay.
Could be a bit bitty, I think, at Headingley tomorrow.
Lancashire drop their fielder at 3rd down towards the boundary. Luke Wood chatting with Daryl Mitchell, who's coming up from long on to mid on. They've sent fine leg back to the rope as well. Roy on 45. Cool. Swept across that front pad. Up towards deep backward square leg where Tom Hartley fields. Roy moves on to 46. So it's 133 for 2. It brings Curran back on strike. This is Wood's final over, this. Been bowled 3 inside the power play. And gone back to Wood to bowl the 15th.
Wood's bowled nicely up top, didn't he?
Going to come left arm over the wicket to Curran. Just nudges the ball off his hip. And then up comes Bailey. Throw comes in and Curran just gets a single, moves on to 5, 134 for 2.
It's almost as if Surrey have sort of set themselves to explode with 5 to go. It's been very controlled by Surrey so far. It really has. I suppose what Lancashire will be thinking of themselves is, can we pick some wickets up to stall what Surrey want to do in those last 5 overs?
The reason they've gone back to Wood. Into Roy, that's swatted out through the onside. Again, Salt does really well. They'll come back for 2, but he's saved 4 runs so far for his side on that leg side boundary. No wonder he's hobbling. It's a lot of ground to make up, and it's a pretty firm outfield. Tumbling dive, did really well, Phil Salt. Saved 2 more runs. Bouncing its way towards the boundary rope. Terrific stop. 136 for 2. So Wood is creeping back towards his bowling mark. He's pulling from the James Anderson end. And that end of the ground in shade. The pitch in bright sunshine. So Wood emerges from the shade into the sun and bowls, bangs in a bouncer, which is no balled by the umpire. 138 for 2. Still 2 left in the 15th. Paul Allett's back alongside me.
Would have needed a step ladder to reach that, wouldn't it? It was banged in very short. A little bit of zip in this pitch. I've seen quicker here, but it's good. There's not much got off the straight, that's for sure. Not much swing either. Wood's first over was a good one, the first over of the day.
This is his 4th and final over, as Roy hammers it out towards that wide long on boundary. Mitchell gets across and stops the ball. Again, they come back for 2, and that'll bring a 50 for Jason Roy. 50 not out from 33 balls, 4 fours and 1 6. Fine knock by the Surrey and England man.
Yeah, it's been a case of accumulation, really, if you can say that he's got it off 33 balls, but it's been an understated innings so far.
Final ball of the 15th. They'll be hoping he's there at the back end of the innings for Surrey. Wood in, balls to Roy, up and over extra cover. Has he got enough on it to clear the man? No, he hasn't. It's a great catch. Brilliant by Stephen Croft. Wonderful diving catch, falling backwards, hits the ground hard. An absolute skyer from Roy, and Croft takes a stunner. It's 140 for 3.
Oh, he's good, Crofty. Really good in the field is Stephen Croft, and that was difficult. It was swirling, it was high. It was one of those where he couldn't really turn and chase it. He had to sort of backtrack, back pedal, and in the end he caught it over his head, just diving backwards. Always kept his eye on the ball. A bit of a tumble as he went over, but he got those big safe mitts right round it.
That was a brilliant catch, and it could be crucial actually, because Jason Roy had just gone to 50, so he was going to then try and switch up to 6th gear, I suppose. He's gone the ball after going to 50, but could see Jason Roy back out there making runs, and it's actually the big figure of Jamie Overton who marches out there at number 5. But that was a brilliant catch from Croft with the sun going back over his shoulder, and made sure that he got hold of that. And as I say, that could be an important wicket. And Jason Roy got to 50, and then he was going to look to go through the gears, but that was out there a long time. Really good catch.
Not for nothing does Stephen Croft coach the academy and age groups on their fielding. That's an example of just how good he is, even at the ripe old age of, what is he, 37?
I think so.
Been around for ages, hasn't he? 20 years.
He's in that region, isn't he?
Mm.
Yeah. 2006, his T20 debut.
So it's going to be Daryl Mitchell down below us to bowl the 16th over. Sam Curran is on strike. Jamie Overton's at the non-strikers end as Mitchell over the wicket. He comes to Sam Curran, who drives this straight to Dane Villas on the edge of the circle. And there is no run. It is amazing when you think about it, and Paul was talking about it. 2 times they've met. This is the first time outside of finals day that they've met, Surrey and Lancashire. And they've played a semi-final in 2004, which Surrey won off the last ball, and then 2005, and Lancashire beat Surrey in the semi-final. As Mitchell's in, short ball, this is hammered straight down the ground by Sam Curran. It's those quick hands of Sam Curran, and that whistles away down below us for 4.
That is a fantastic shot. It was neither front foot nor back foot really, it was a stand and deliver stroke, and a real forceful swish of the bat, hammered it back straight between keeper and non-striking batsman. Gave mid-off no chance.
Absolutely whistled away down the ground. Mitchell into Sam Curran, goes full of length, and Sam Curran again looks to drive this, but it's good bowling from Mitchell. Pushed it very wide, toe end of the bat, just rolls up to Livingston. They're through for the single. And talking of strong men, here is Jamie Overton, who with all his bits and pieces on in T20 cricket looks like the Terminator.
Well, he walked to the crease a bit like a blacksmith, didn't he?
He's just enormous. And as I say, with all these bits and pieces,
and that's a compliment, by the way.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, there was nothing detrimental about the comment. He just looks as though he looks twice as big as everybody else for a start.
Well, the grown-ups have turned up, as we always say. Here is Overton cutting powerfully out towards the boundary rope for 4. Cool, as he timed that. I was saying cutting powerfully, but that was pure timing from Jamie Overton. That has whistled away his first ball for 4.
What a great way to get off the mark, and first ball as well. Got the pace of the pitch, the pace of the delivery, the position, the balance, and just steered it away slightly behind square for 4.
Great shot to get started. 149 for 3. Mitchell's into him. This one's pulled away by Jamie Overton. Straight out to Rob Jones.
How many Rob Joneses are there out there? He's all over the place, isn't he? Deep mid-wicket, he's been deep fine leg. He's been at both ends. He must cover 150 metres in between each over, I would have thought.
That's the 150 up with that single for Surrey in the 16th. Sam Curran back on to strike on 10. Mitchell with the final ball of this, the 16th over, into Sam Curran, and swing and a miss from Sam Curran. Pushed it wide again, did Mitchell. Nicely bowled by Daryl Mitchell. So 4 to go, 10 off that Mitchell over, and Surrey 150 for 3. Still be looking for 200 here if they can get there, Surrey.
Yeah, 24 balls, 2 and a bit of ball gets them to 200, doesn't it? That's what their target will be. Depends how well they can stay in control. Curran's looking good. Overton and basically the rest of the Surrey lineup will, well, they won't spare the horses, that's for sure.
Luke Wells, fourth and final over for him. He's in and bowling, and little bottom edge by Overton, bouncing into the gloves of Butler. He's bowled nicely tonight, Luke Wells. He's gone for 18 from 3 overs.
And pace off a slower bowling to Overton, I think, might be the key.
Into Overton, down the pitch he comes, trying to force the ball away, but can't get it past Livingston. It's extra cover, no run, so 150 for 3, couple of dot balls to start the 17th over. Overton taps the bat, 5 not out. Luke Wells in and bowls. It's carved away through the offside. There's Jones again, obviously.
Well, there are 3 Musketeers, aren't there? But he is everywhere.
He is. He's a busy lad.
He is. He's a terrific look. The hair, tash and beard. Tremendous.
I need to ask him if he likes that comparison, that look-alike. I'm sure he would.
I'm sure he'd
D'Artagnan, he'd be fine with that.
Get some extra work.
Oh,
a lot of extra work in the winter if he wants it.
Yeah, I'd be chuffed for that. 151 for 3. Wells to Curran, who shuffles back, just pushes it up towards mid-off. They might think of 2 here. Yeah, those long legs of Overton running towards the bowler's end, strides through for a second. He's kind of eating up the ground as he was running through for number 2 there was Overton. Score moves on to 153 for 3. So Curran now with those 2 moves on to 12.
I'm sure he's got bigger, Jamie Overton, and it's good to see him back, and I think he's fit to bowl as well now, which is terrific news.
2 balls left, the 17th. Wells to Curran. It's muscled away towards the leg side. 1 bounce. Will it reach the rope? It does. It just skips away in front of Croft, coming round from the boundary. 4 to Curran. It's a big hit, that. It's a big reach out towards mid-wicket on the hotel side of the ground if you're the left-hander. And he's caught it nicely. 157 for 3.
It's those quick hands again, isn't it? He's sort of generated all the pace himself there as Sam Curran.
Moves on to 16. Final ball of the over. Wells to Curran. He takes a single this time and slapped up to mid-on for 1. And he moves on to 17 not out. And it does complete the 17th over. So 3 overs left. Overton on 6. Curran, Sam on 17. 158 for 3.
Good spell from Wells. 4 overs for 26. Anything under 7 and you're doing a really good job as a bowler. I don't care what type of bowler you are, whether it's quick or slower, and Wells has made himself into a really accomplished 20 over bowler. His work isn't done for today because he'll obviously have to bat up in the upper order for Lancashire in this chase, and they're going to be chasing certainly 180 plus.
Yep, and it makes for a good game, interesting game. T-shirts are being thrown into the crowd at the moment. Sam Curran wants new gloves. Nobody's seen the signal from Sam Curran, so he's pleading with somebody to bring him some new gloves. So Josh Blake, I think it is running out the gloves and drink for Sam Curran. So he's got his gloves now, has Sam Curran. I'll go back to what I always think when they throw the T-shirts into the crowd. If you get one and it's not your size, do you throw it back and ask for another one, or do you swap it with someone else?
A little swap with it, maybe.
Surely there'll be somebody within your family circle that it would fit. I mean, I think you've been quite selfish there, to be perfectly honest.
To be fair, when you come from down south, anything that comes free, you take it with both hands for yourself. Here is Bailey into the attack from the pavilion end. That's well bowled. First ball of this, the 18th over.
Bit of blue line bowling. We saw it in the last over. And Tom Bailey taking up that now. It's bowling at that, the wide guideline that the umpires use, basically. It's painted in blue, roughly halfway between the stumps and the return crease.
And that was very well bowled by Bailey. Over the wicket he comes again to Sam Curran. He's gone for it again, and this is drilled by Sam Curran down the ground, and Dane Villas takes a terrific catch down a long off. Just diving forward at his bootstraps there, Dane Villas. And that's a very good catch and a good time to pick up Sam Curran. He goes for 17. Surrey are 158 for 4. And Paul Allott, that took a bit of catching from Dane Villas.
Well, it was never more than about 15 feet off the deck at any time, and to take that out on the boundary, diving forward and slightly to your right, heck of a catch from Dane Villas. It was motoring, was that. It's a really good wicket for Lancashire to get rid of Sam Curran at this stage. Has the ability to take the game away from you. Sam Curran has been batting really well in the tournament this summer as well. So good cricket from Lancashire, great catch from Dane Villas. Sam Curran back in the sheds.
Another opportunity here for Lancashire just to keep Surrey below where they want to be. Captain Chris Jordan has come out at number 6. He's made some valuable runs for Surrey in the comp this season. There's Chris Jordan. So Jordan, right-handed of course, settles over his bat ready for his first ball. As Bailey is over the wicket to him, it's a short, slower delivery. It's swatted into the leg side by Chris Jordan to Rob Jones, and they will pick up a single, and that will bring Jamie Overton on to strike on 6. I suppose Narine is one of those where you want to get him in, because if he comes off, he can absolutely destroy you. But he's also capable, if there were 4 balls left of the innings and he came out, he's perfectly capable of hitting all 4 balls for 6. As Bailey is in, and this is a slower ball. It's well bowled again. This is a cracking over from Tom Bailey. Just the single for Jamie Overton.
You can say that about quite a few of the Surrey batters though, can't you? You know, we'd say the same about Jordan, the same about Overton. Big hitters.
That's been the thing with Surrey this season. It's been, until Jason Roy came back, the only top 3 you could predict were the top 3. After that, it was, well, changed every game. As forward goes Chris Jordan to a slower ball and pushes this one down to backward point. Luke Wood does the fielding, and they'll pick up another single.
This is good by Tom Bailey,
very
isn't it?
good. He likes bowling against Surrey.
He does, doesn't he?
Tom Bailey.
Yeah. Enjoyed his week last week,
He
didn't he?
did.
Yeah, he did. Bowled well, didn't he, in the championship?
Brilliant.
He's a bit of a late developer in white ball cricket. He's not played much, really. For somebody who's so effective with the red ball, you'd expect him to be able to adapt to bowling in white ball cricket. He's progressing by use of the slower ball, I think, certainly tonight anyway.
Over the wicket he comes again to Overton, and again he's threw that shot very early. Here's Jamie Overton. That's a great over. Little inside edge onto his back pad. They get the single, but that's a tremendous over from Bailey. Just the 4 runs off it at this stage. So 18 overs gone. Surrey 162 for 4. Looks like Daryl Mitchell will bowl the final over from the James Anderson end.
Elsewhere, Notts are 113 for 6. They're taking on Somerset in Taunton tonight, and the other quarter-final, Worcestershire Rapids, 38 for 6 in the 9th. They're at Hampshire this evening. Essex already through to finals day after beating Birmingham Bears by 2 wickets at Edgbaston last night. So the penultimate over of the innings. Mitchell to Overton and bowls a full ball, and that's driven through mid-off where Croft in front of the pavilion fields. Overton gets a single, moves to 9, 163 for 4.
Crucial times in this game. 12 runs from the last 2 overs tilts that back in Lancashire's favour. So just 11 deliveries left now. Surrey don't want to stall here.
Jordan on strike. He's looking leg side. There's a long on. There's a deep mid wicket. There's a deep square leg. Short fine, short third. Backward point. Deep extra cover and a cover. And dragged away towards the leg side by Jordan. Hartley fields. Jordan through for 1, moves on to 3, so it's 164 for 4.
This is really good from Lancashire. At the end of the 16th, Surrey were on 150. And we're now 2 balls into the 19th, and they've only added 14, so that's really good work from Lancashire here.
Mitchell shuffles his way back in. Balls again, hammered back over his head. One bounce and into the advertising board in front of the pavilion. It's a boundary that Surrey were needing, and they've found it.
Picked his spot beautifully there, did Overton. Straight back over the umpire's head, and the ball unerringly straight into the advertising hoarding at the James Anderson end.
I think the terrifying thing with that is I think that came straight off the toe end of his bat.
I was going to say, it didn't sound very good, did it? No, it
still
sounded
bustled
a bit bottomy.
Straight down the ground for 4.
Takes him to 13, 168 for 4. Mitchell's response, he's back in, ball's a wide ball, that's up and over backward point. Villas watching it fall, bounces and spins towards the rope, but he will catch up with it. And he kind of flirt with the idea of 3, decided to settle for 2. Moves Surrey on to 170 for 4. Overton to 15 not out. It's a tricky night to feel, isn't it, when the ball's in the air, with the sun glaring down. Croft took an absolute stunner. Even if it was a cloudy day, it would have been a belter, but coming from the sun as well. An extra challenge for the fielders tonight. Mitchell to Overton, a slow ball, muscled away towards the leg side. It's picked up on the boundary by Tom Hartley, and they'll come back for 2. 17 to Overton, 172 for 4. The fielding tonight has been outstanding.
Just watching the running between the wickets. Jamie Overton's run straight up and down middle stump there. Straight up and down. Umpire's not said a word.
No. And he's got quite heavy boots.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's a big lad.
He's a big lad.
He'd need heavy boots, otherwise he'd fall over.
And they're big as well.
1 ball left of the 19th. 172 for 4. Mitchell has gone for 40 so far tonight, and that's an edge over the top of short third, down towards the boundary. And Mitchell's gone for 44 from his 4 overs tonight. That's 4 to end the 19th. 176 for 4 with 6 balls left of the Surrey innings. Overton and Jordan batting here.
Yeah, too many half-trackers for me in that over. He might have been taking the pace off, bowling slower balls, but there was a bit of width involved as well. Not quite the over that Lancashire wanted from Mitchell.
Yeah, so 1 over to go for Surrey. Here on BBC Lancashire, 5 Sports Extra, BBC Radio London, Lancs TV. Surrey winning the toss, batting first with 1 to go of their 20, a 176 for 4. It's Tom Bailey coming into Chris Jordan. Swing and a miss from Jordan, run out. Jamie Overton trying to get himself back on strike. And Joss Butler took aim and fired and hit. It's good work from Butler. And Jamie Overton trying to get himself on strike. But the key thing there as well, from a Lancashire point of view, is it's a dot ball with 5 to go. 176 for 5, Surrey.
Nothing wrong with the spirit of cricket there, was there?
No. No, I don't think you could invite Jamie Overton back.
No, out. Yeah. According to the laws of the game, run out in this instance, but classic example of the keeper taking the ball and rolling it towards the stumps to prevent the run in this case.
It's actually a really good bit of work.
It is a good bit of work.
The ball landed to him.
But umpires, but wicket keepers practice this day in, day out. I mean, it's a formalised part of one-day cricket now. Not so much in Test cricket, as we've all read and heard and listened to for the last 4 or 5 days.
Well, it's a great skill with the gloves on as well. Not easy that, with the gloves on, but brilliantly done by Joss Butler. So here is Sunil Narayan. As I say, it's a dot ball. So there are 5 to go. Surrey are 176 for 5.
He's a cool customer, Sunil Narayan, isn't he?
He's a very cool customer.
He's just loped to the crease, hasn't he?
He does. He doesn't run many quick singles.
No.
These days.
Not interested in that.
No, not at all. But he is interested in trying to launch it as far as he can.
Here we go then, here we go.
Bailey is in. And Narayan gets a slowish full toss. Well bowled by Bailey again. Pushed it wide. Narayan, one hand came off the bat. Just a single. 1 more to the total. 177 for 5. And that brings Chris Jordan on to strike. His bootlace is undone, I think, Chris Jordan, so it'll be a slight delay. This is a good start to this over from Bailey. 2 for 27 tonight for Tom Bailey. In his final over and the final over of this Surrey innings. Evans 70, Roy 50, the main run scorers for Surrey. Bailey, right arm over the wicket to the right-handed Chris Jordan, slower ball, and Jordan looking to swing it into the leg side. It goes straight out to Stephen Croft. This is 3 outstanding balls so far from Tom Bailey. And just a single for Chris Jordan, 178 for 5. Well, we talked about Surrey in the last sort of 4 overs, but when Jason Roy went, after 16, 150. And he added 28 since then. As Bailey's into Narine, and well bowled again by Tom Bailey. Oh, he couldn't pick that up cleanly because Narine had jumped across his stumps. He followed him. It's just a single. But again, it's a terrific delivery from Bailey. 2 to go. Surrey, 179 for 5.
Impressed with Tom Bailey here. He's in control. He knows what he's doing. He's got a set plan. He's bowling predominantly slower balls, but he's got good control over the line of those as well. He's watching the batsman moving around in the crease and follow them if he wants. Good stuff from Tom Bailey.
Very good. Coming on for 3 in the over, as this one swung though by Chris Jordan for 6. Wow. Chris Jordan has just stood up straight and lumped it straight over long on for 6. Wasn't a bad ball at all from Tom Bailey. It's just great strength from Chris Jordan. 185 for 5.
Well, I think Jordan's just gambled there, the predictability of the slower ball, and it was a half-track slower ball. And he's just waited and waited and hit it hard off the back foot.
Final ball of this Surrey innings then. Bailey into Jordan, another slower ball, and this is swung by Chris Jordan down the ground. Villas will get round to his right to do the fielding, and Narine and Jordan come back for 2, and that means Surrey, having won the toss and batted first, have posted 187 for 5. It sets it all up, Paul Allott, for a very interesting run chase for Lancashire.
Yeah, 9.5 and over gets Lancashire to finals day. It's going to take some doing, but Lancashire's batting lineup, I would say, is their strength. Got 2 of the best sides in the competition here. Great international batting lineups from both of them, and it'll be Lancashire's task now to chase this down. They were thinking of bowling first anyway, had they won the toss, so they were expecting a chase, and they'd have been expecting something around this to have to chase from this really good Surrey batting lineup.
Is there an element of it that perhaps Lancashire will feel that Surrey might think they're a little bit short? We were talking at 200, north of 200 at one stage. Will Lancashire be pretty happy that they've reined that back, certainly since the dismissal of Roy and definitely after Curranwell?
Yeah, it's a good finish from Lancashire's bowlers. Surrey will be perhaps slightly disappointed, and you're probably right, Scott, that they would be aiming for 200. That might galvanise them to bowl a little bit better than they would have done. I mean, I've seen them before this summer unable to defend 250 when they should have done. So there'll be no naivety in their bowling. They've got some top-class white ball bowlers in Sam Curran, Chris Jordan. Will Jacks is taking wickets, so don't underestimate Surrey's bowling attack by any means. But I think Lancashire's batting, they bat all the way down to Tom Bailey at number 11, so they've got 11 batters effectively. They'll chase this all the way down.
So it's 188 to win for Lancashire to reach finals day. The highlight of that batting card for Surrey, Laurie Evans making 70, Jason Roy making 50, 21 for Jamie Overton, 12 for Chris Jordan as well. 2 wickets for Tom Bailey, 1 for Luke Wood and 1 for Liam Livingston. For viewers on Lancs TV, we're going to head downstairs and join Fraser, I think. Surrey scoring 187-4-5. It's a good total. Warren Hegg, what do you think?
Great total, yeah. I think they started off great. Laurie Evans just showed top of the order why, you know, all these franchises around the world are wanting his signature. Played magnificent for a great 70, 360-degree all around the field. Some great shots. I think we dragged it back well, though.
You called it absolutely right when you said Laurie Evans in particular was going to be a real thorn in Lancashire's side. I mean, when we saw Will Jacks going out for just 8, scooping one, Lancashire set the trap for him and he took the bait. But after that, Laurie Evans dug in, and that was it as far as Surrey were concerned. They were on the way to a decent score.
Yeah, they were looking at 200 when Laurie was in, weren't they? I mean, Laurie was fantastic. He struck the ball so well all around the field, and he just goes to show how he can improvise and get onto a score. 187, like you say, Fraser. It's a good score, but you know, this is a good pitch. We've got the Lancashire crowd behind us here. We've got that 12th man. We've got a world-class batting lineup, so you know it's well within our reach, this total.
Yeah, Laurie Evans eventually going for 70, trapped by a little bit of trickery from Liam Livingston, LBW. At that point, you think, well, Jason Roy's still in there. He went for 50, and then they started to just stutter a little bit, didn't they?
Yeah, we dragged it back really well, didn't we? When Curran was in, the captain, he tried to steady the ship a little bit. He went at just over 100 sonic strike rate, so you know he could have gone a little bit harder at us there. You know, I think looking back, I think Glenn Chappell and his charges in that dressing room up there will look at that and say, you know what, we've dragged this back really, really well, and it's well within our scope of getting.
You mentioned the pitch. We could see the ball was really zipping off there. You mentioned it before the game, and that's benefited the batters for some degree, because when they haven't necessarily connected as well as they'd like, it's flying off to all areas, isn't it?
It's a massive pitch, isn't it? How many 2s were taken and 3s were taken in that period of play there, and I think that'll be a real big pivotal part of this. Run your 2s hard, because it's a massive pitch. Score the majority of runs with the ball is hard, it's coming on, it's zipping on. We've got the best in the business there in Butler, who can charge in innings and really take his time into getting an innings correctly. But you know what? You're absolutely right. As the ball gets older, it gets softer, it gets a little bit harder to hit boundaries, so 2s and 3s will be pivotal.
In terms of runs conceded, the highest that Lancashire have conceded so far this season in the T20 Blast, that was 195 for 6. That was Yorkshire at Headingley, and we remember what happened there. The highest at home that they previously considered was 186 for 5 against Nottinghamshire, and we all know what Lancashire's home record is like. So does that give you plenty of confidence that Lancashire have got enough here to chase this down?
Absolutely. They've got all the experience that they possibly need in chasing a score. They know how hard to go early on. You've got, like you say, we keep mentioning Butler. We've got Salt at the top of the order, top players who can take that away. If we're 60 off the power play, Fraser, I'll be very surprised we're not there and thereabouts at the end of the day.
And we know what this side are like, though. They love to chase, don't they?
They love a chase.
They certainly do. It's coming up very, very shortly. Should be a fantastic, fascinating second part of this game. If you're watching overseas, by the way, don't forget we've got a fantastic competition lined up for you, courtesy of our headline sponsors, Emirates. Here's how to get involved.
Calling all international Lancashire cricket fans. Don't miss your chance to win the ultimate fan experience. You and a guest will be flown to Manchester, courtesy of Emirates, and treated to an unforgettable stay and a match day experience. Watching England versus New Zealand right here at Emirates Old Trafford. To enter the competition, simply reply to the Lancashire Cricket post with a picture from where you'll be watching today. Make sure to tag both Lancashire Cricket and Emirates in your post. Good luck!
Hello from a very busy C stand again. I'm with some lovely fans. Hello, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm Arthur and I'm from Cheadle.
Is it your first time here today?
No, I've been coming for a few years.
And what do you enjoy the most about cricket?
I just love watching it. I love cricket all around. I just love it.
And do you play it yourself?
Yeah, I play for Cheadle Cricket Club.
Amazing. Would you like to play for Lancashire Cricket one day?
Yeah, I would. I would definitely like to do that.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite player?
Probably James Anderson.
Nice. Have you managed to catch the players today? You've got a nice little view of them, haven't you? Yeah. Front row?
Yeah, I saw Wells up close, and I've got a good view. Yeah.
Amazing. Who have you come with today?
My sister, my parents.
Are you all having a good family day out today? It's your birthday today! Happy birthday! How old are you?
I'm 12.
I bet this is the best birthday ever.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? Amazing. Okay, that's it from us. Scott, over to you.
This is a call for hungry dreamers and hard-working self-believers. Success is down to more than just luck and talent. It's striving to be the best, breaking the boundaries and never giving up. Are you ready to become your best self? Are you ready to unlock your greatness? So what are you waiting for? This is Education Evolved. This is UA 92.
I won't need Nat Silverbrunt, mate. The umpires are on. That was, for those listening on BBC Radio Lancashire, that was Moeen Ali reflecting on how the game's shaping up for the third day of that third Test match between England and Australia. We're watching the umpires heading out to the middle as the second innings of this T20 quarter-final is about to start. The Surrey players are in a huddle. I'm sure there were some very wise words spoken in that team huddle.
Yeah, the one thing I have noticed is in that team huddle, Jamie Smith had a helmet on, which makes me think they might start with spin. So Jamie Smith, unless he's decided he's going to wear a helmet for the duration, why would you on a night like tonight, Jay Smith? You can wear a cap, but that would make me think that Surrey are going to start with a bit of spin in the fact that Jamie Smith is heading out there with his helmet on. But it's a powerful opening pair as well in Butler and Salt, isn't it? So this will be fascinating. I think if you'd said to Surrey at the start 187, they'd have probably said we'll take that. I think they'd probably be a bit disappointed they didn't get to 200, but I thought Lancashire dragged it back really well in the last 4 or 5 overs. But it certainly sets it up for a very interesting game of cricket, this. It really does.
It does, and if they get somewhere near Lancashire Lightning, you certainly wouldn't back against them doing that, then we're in for a really, really good T20 fixture here. It will be Salt on strike. It's going to be spin Will Jacks by the looks of it.
Yeah, and this hasn't happened very often for Surrey up to this point. Last season, most group games Jacks bowled up top, but he's done it on the odd occasion this campaign. So interesting that they're going to start with the off spinner in his blue boots, Will Jacks.
Duck egg blue, is it?
No, those aren't the duck egg. There they are.
Ooh, they're
They've got a bit of yellow in them as well.
Ooh, very nice.
I think they're manufactured ones from the looks of things. Other boots of those colours are available, I'm sure, from other manufacturers, but I haven't said which manufacturer they are, so I'm fine. Here comes Will Jacks with the first ball then. Round the wicket, 188 to win for Lancashire Lightning, and Salt tucks the first ball out towards deep backward square. And they will pick up a single, so Salt's off the mark straight away, and here is Mr. Butler. World Cup winning captain, and he's used to knockout cricket. He's Mr. Butler. So obviously in Surrey's team meeting last night, they probably said it's quite important to try and get Jos Butler early, as Butler settles himself down over his bat, as round the wicket goes Jackson, turned into the leg side by Butler, thinking about 2, but there's Jamie Overton up again to do the fielding. Throw goes straight over the top of Jamie Smith. Laurie Evans does the backing up, and Lancashire 2 without loss. Their target 188 for a place at finals day. We know Essex are there. Essex booked their place last night. As round the wicket goes Jacks, and Salt off the back foot shots her. Ooh, that's a lovely shot from Phil Salt. It wasn't that short from Will Jacks from round the wicket, but Salt has just jumped onto that back foot and absolutely timed the bejeebers out of that. That has whistled away for 4. And Lancashire 6 without loss.
It's a super shot, isn't it? Man in form, Phil Salt. Both white ball and red ball for Lancashire.
Round the wicket again goes Jacks. Salt's forward, just nudges down to short, fine, quick singles taken to Narain, and they'll pick up a single. Nice start this from Lancashire, very controlled by Messrs Salt and Butler, which again sounds like a new flavour of crisp. And there are 2 balls left of this first over as Jacks into Butler with those knees bent. Oh, what a shot that is. It's such a clean strike of the cricket ball straight into the Surrey dugout, And Surrey players, Tom Laws there, did very well to get out of the way of that, alongside Cameron Still and Jordan Clark was having none of that, was he? He dived behind the dugout, but Joss Butler, that is just such a clean strike of the ball for 6. 13 without loss. Everybody's seen enough of Butler. Those pronounced knees bend, and he's forward and just pushes this out into the offside, rolls out there towards extra cover. End of the first over of this Lancashire run chase then, here on BBC Lancashire, BBC 5 Sports Extra, BBC Radio London and Lancs TV. And needing 188 to win after 1 over, Lancashire Lightning 13 without loss.
Yeah, it's an interesting power play this for Lancashire. If these two get going, Salt and Butler, and have a good power play here for Lancashire Lightning, I'm giving just an outstanding base to build on. It's that balance as ever, isn't it? From wanting runs on the board in your power play and also retaining wickets for later on in the innings. But these two can do so much damage, can't they?
Well, it's just pure timing, that, from Joss Butler. Just such an easy swing of the bat. He is undoubtedly England's greatest ever white ball cricketer, without a shadow of a doubt. And when he plays shots like that, you just think, oh dear.
Will be Sam Curran, left arm over the wicket, bowling to Salt from the Anderson end, flicked off his hip for 4. Down towards Lanky on the fine leg boundary. 4 runs for Salt, he's up to 10. It's 17 without loss. Curran's first ball from the Anderson end, flashed away for 4 by Phil Salt.
Yeah, just got it wrong the first ball, just on the hip of Phil Salt, but beautifully put away by Phil Salt. Ominous start this from Lancashire.
Curran sets off again. Salt waits. Curran just pushes the ball away through the offside. Up comes Abbott from the point boundary. Salt moves on to 11. Score moves on to 18 without loss. Butler's back on strike. 188 is the target for Lancashire Lightning. Elsewhere, Worcestershire Rapids 74 for 6 after 14 overs against Hampshire.
It's a classic T20 game, that, isn't it? Well, that sounds like hard work.
And Notts a 157 for 6 from 20 overs against Somerset. So 158 to win for Somerset. Well, I'm sure he's a pretty balmy night in Taunton. Curran's into Butler. That's nudged away down to fine leg, and 4 more for Joss Butler. Just steered away off the hip. And this is a really good start by Lancashire Lightning with the bat. Paul Allen's back alongside us.
Yeah, well, that's the problem for Sam Curran. A little bit of swing. I mean, the white ball doesn't swing very much at all after the first couple of overs, but he's just got it the first couple. One to Salt, one to Butler, to just swing a touch. He's just a couple of inches offline. They've both gone for 4.
In balls again to Butler. It's a better line by Curran. Pushed up towards mid-off, no run.
It's interesting because you don't get to see Joss Butler a huge amount, obviously, in domestic cricket. And these two are obviously in different groups, but you forget how well he times a cricket ball until you see him live. And it's just pure timing from Joss Butler. He is a brilliant player. He is a brilliant player.
22 without loss. Curran to Butler. Just leans back, cuts the ball away. Abbott comes up from the point boundary. Butler gets a single. Moves on to 12 now. 23 without loss.
I was amazed when you said it's his 10th year at Lancashire. It's really 10 years.
September 2013 he signed. I think it's only the 3rd time, I mentioned it's only the 3rd time he's played 10 or more T20 games in a season through that 10-year period. Curran to Salt this time. It's pushed away back down the pitch, and there's no run. That's the end of the over. So we've had a couple of overs now. Lancashire set off like a train here. Salt 11, Butler 12. 23 without loss.
It's interesting, talking about Butler and him coming up from Somerset to Lancashire, because when we signed him, Craig Kieswetter was the number 1 at Somerset, and Butler was behind Kieswetter. And of course he got that horrible injury that ended up ending his career in effect. And Butler then had come to Lancashire, but then leapfrogged Kieswetter into the England side. So as a result, we we didn't see as much of him as we perhaps thought we were going to. And we see less of him now, apart from this summer, which has been great for him to represent Lancashire in this blast.
Well, Dan Moriarty was about to bowl from the pavilion end, but Butler wasn't quite ready. So we have one over Jacks. Now it's Moriarty with his left arm spin to Joss Butler. And Butler punches off the back foot out into the offside again. It's really well timed, and it beats the diver Jason Roy. And just get a single as Will Jacks comes round to do the fielding. And one more to the total. I saw Craze Keys Vetter on the telly the other day, because I think owns a couple of racehorses now.
Does he?
And they were running at Ascot. And he was
Did
there.
you have your top hat and tails on?
He did.
You did you?
I wasn't there for this one.
Oh.
I only go every other year. As Moriarty, left arm round the wicket to Salt, and Salt punches off the back foot up there to Will Jacks, and they'll pick up another single, because he tried to turn pro at golf as well, because he's a brilliant golfer as well, Craig Keysbetter. But yeah, Joss Butler, just a wonderful, wonderful player. 13 from 7 deliveries so far, 25 without loss in the third. Lancashire 188's the target, Butler drives Moriarty straight down the ground towards long off, and they'll pick up a single.
Good bowling this from Moriarty, just tucked Salt and Butler up, sets the field slightly differently, brings his long off up into the circle for Salt, back on the edge for Butler. Salt looking to get leg side.
He's in, and this one is pulled by Salt straight down the ground. Again, it was a flat delivery from Moriarty. It'll just be the single. So just singles off each delivery so far off Dan Moriarty. Of course, now is on loan at Yorkshire in terms of Championship cricket. Picked up a 5-for on his Yorkshire debut last week. Around the wicket he goes to Butler. Butler's down the ground to him. Oh, again, it's the feet of Butler. It just looks so easy. Just walks down the pitch, gets to the pitch, and doesn't try and overhit it. Just helps it down the ground for 4 runs. Just a lovely bit of batting that from Joss Butler. 4 more to him. He's on to 18, 31 without loss.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Joss. I was complimenting Moriarty and Surrey on the field. They got mid-on up for Butler and mid-off back, but Butler quick on his feet, looking to hit straight. No chance for mid-on to cut that off. It's Jordan at mid-on.
Moriarty in. Final ball of the over. Butler's onto the back foot, cracks this one out to extra cover. Jason Roy does the fielding. End of Moriarty's first over. 8 off it, 3 gone. Lancashire will be very happy with this start. 31 without loss.
Yeah, that's a classic T20 over, isn't it? 4 singles and a 4 and a boundary. So your boundary plus your 4 ones gives you 8. It's round about where you want to be, without any effort at all, any risk. It's good batting.
Yeah, just a fraction of the 9.5 runs and over required by Lancashire to chase this target down. Halfway through the power play. Solid start by Salt and by Butler. We're going to see Sean Abbott for the first time tonight. He's bowling from the Anderson end. 31 without loss. Here's Abbott. In and bowls to Salt off the back foot, trying to force the ball away, but straight to extra cover. And there's no run.
Very experienced 2020 cricketer Sean Abbott. Had a good summer for Surrey in all forms. There's Sean Abbott. He'll enjoy this as well. Sort of knockout cricket again. As I say, he's used to it in terms of franchise cricket.
Muscles his way back in to Salt. Oh, that's glanced down towards the fine leg boundary. Umpire's in position to single leg buys. No bat on it by Salt. But the pace from Abbott just deflects off Salt's thigh pad down towards the boundary. 4 leg buys. 35 without loss.
Well, it's the line that was the gift for Lancashire, whether there was bat on it or not. It was a leg side ball, and anything on it with fine leg up in the circle, and it's going to be 4.
35 so far between these two. That's driven up to Jordan. That's a good catch. It's an excellent catch by Jordan. We've seen some good catching all night, and that's a good one too. Salt's gone for 13, 35 for 1.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't drop catches. He's got about the safest pair of hands in, certainly in English cricket, probably in world cricket. And Salt will be a little bit frustrated with that. It was one of those wristy punches again that he played off back foot. It's a good catch, really good catch.
He's actually made that look pretty easy, Chris Jordan, but even though he didn't time it fully, it was still travelling off the bat of Phil Salt. But yeah, he has got brilliant hands, Chris Jordan. And out comes the experienced figure of Mr. Stephen Croft. When did you say 2006 he made his Lancashire debut in T20 cricket?
Yeah, isn't he the third highest? Hasn't he got the third highest appearances of T20 in T20 cricket? I think he's third.
That sounds familiar. Abbott to Croft. It's turned out towards the onside. There is no run. He was certainly on the run of consecutive T20 matches. Upwards of 200 on the spin at one point. I think 180 got to, something like that, of playing successive T20 games, which again was certainly a record in this country, but I think in world T20 cricket it wasn't far off being a record. Scored his first century in T20 cricket a couple of weeks ago, 235 games after his debut. Oh, it's chopped away to the offside. He'd be run out here if it's a hit. Well, he's sent back by Butler. He was scrambled by Croft. Pick up and throw towards the keeper's end. He's well out Croft with a direct hit.
It was a Keystone Cops moment, that, wasn't it? I mean, he wanted to get off the mark, did Stephen Croft. And, oh dear, did a sword dance in the middle of the pitch and then scrambled back. Well, he didn't scramble back, but ball didn't hit the stump, so he's still there.
Final ball of the fourth. Abbott to Croft. Hammered out through the offside, only for a single, with Will Jacks lurking on the deep point boundary. So Croft does get his run. He was quite keen to get off the mark, and now he has. So he's on 1, Butler on 18. 4 overs gone, and Lancashire Lightning in pursuit of 188 to win, a 36 for 1.
Yes, it was absolute chaos, that single that wasn't by Stephen Croft. Laurie Evans sort of off balance when he threw, but if it had hit poor old Stephen Croft, it would have been one of those where he's on his hands and knees trying desperately hard to crawl in. But he's okay, and he's on strike for the start of the 5th over with Dan Moriarty into him, and Croft drives up the ground. There is Will Jacks to do the fielding, and there is no run. Not the best of throws to Jamie Smith. Will Jacks just puts up an apologetic thumb there, I think, to Jamie Smith. Croft waits with that bat raised as Moriarty into him once again, and Croft is swinging this leg side. He's got a lot of this. It's over the top of Sean Abbott. Oh, it kept Sean Abbott interested. He sort of had to run in an arc to get round to it, Sean Abbott, and he dived, got a hand to it, but it's just crept over the boundary rope and away for 4. He's looking a little like Tom Selleck, Magnum PI tonight, is Sean Abbott with the shades on, but that one just gets away from him, and away for 4 it goes. 40 for 1. Moriarty is in, and Croft just chops this one into the turf and up again, and he's off for another single that wasn't there, and the throw was whistled in. And I tell you what, Stephen Croft's keeping everybody on their toes at the moment.
Keeping you on your toes, isn't he? I tell you what, your voice went up 3 octaves then.
It did. Well, it's back to my early years there. As round the wicket goes Moriarty. Sweeping again is Croft. That's nicely played. Moriarty's just got his line wrong there, and he stood up straight and swept it down to the fine leg boundary rope for 4. So Stephen Croft not having to worry about running there, because that's away to the rope. It's 44 for 1.
Yeah, I was going to say that Surrey would be happy to be bowling at Croft rather than Butler at this stage, but Croft's just swept 2 fours.
He's swinging into the leg side again. Oh, here goes Sean Abbott once more. I think he will get to this one. He does. Slides round in front of Lanky and picks up a couple more, and 2 more to Croft. 46 for 1 now, Lancashire. Moriarty in his sunglasses. Croft backs away outside the leg stump. Oh, well played. Sweeps again, followed by Moriarty, who kicks the ground in frustration. He sort of backed away, followed him. He just stood up straight and swept it down to the boundary rope for 4. So Stephen Croft is ticking now. I think you should forget about singles. 50 for 1 after 5. And Lancashire, interestingly, Surrey were 50 for 1 after 5. So as you were for both sides. But I think Lancashire will be very happy with where they find themselves.
Yeah, well, Stephen Croft played 3 really good strokes in that over. 3 boundaries and a couple as well, all on the leg side. Moriarty just erring a little bit too much leg side, conscious of the fact he hadn't got any protection on the offside boundary at all during the power play. I think it's a bit of a tall task to ask him to come in and bowl 2 overs in the power play when he's hugely inexperienced. He's hardly played this summer at all. It's Jordan now, though.
Into Butler. It's nudged away to mid-wicket for a single. Moves on to 19, 51 for 1. It was an interesting tactic, isn't it? Moriarty bowling 2 in the power play.
The interesting thing with Moriarty is he's hardly played this season, but previous seasons he's played every game and he's bowled his overs in the power play. But this season he's played 1 before this one, before the quarter-final. So it is a very tough thing to do, sort of go back to memory to do that job, especially against this Lancashire top 3.
51 for 1. Croft waits for Jordan, who's in and bowling full-length ball. That's hammered down the ground for 4. Powerful shot by Croft, all along the turf through straight mid-on. 4 runs for Croft. It's 55 for 1.
It's an extraordinary renaissance in Stephen Croft's career, you know, because probably 4 seasons ago he was very much on the fringe, and it was being debated whether he'd get another contract, and he wasn't sure of that himself. And he's played, literally in the last 3 or 4 years, he's played better than he's ever played.
19 not out. There's Jordan's in and balls to Croft. Doesn't time this one, off the back foot, trying to muscle the ball away. Little bottom edge bouncing past Jordan. And there's no run.
The other factor that comes to this, and we always talk about it when Surrey are playing, is the Narine factor. But actually, sides have worked out with Narine this season. The cross-batted shots are the ones that work for Narine. Anyone he wants you coming at him down the ground, but those players this season that have had success have been the sweeps, the reverse sweeps, the cross-batted shots against him.
Jordan to Croft. Again, that's worked out towards the leg side, towards deep mid-wicket for 1. Croft moves on to 20, so it's 56 for 1.
Yeah, I was looking at Narine's stats, and before that Middlesex game, where Middlesex chased down 250 odd, he'd only once gone for more than 30 in his 4 overs this summer, in probably 10 or 11 games at that stage.
I think
extraordinary stats.
Last year I think his most expensive was 24 off 4. His control last year was ridiculous.
2 balls left for Chris Jordan. Into Butler. Just cramps him up for room as he tries to whip the ball away to the leg side. Deflects back down towards the bowler, and there's no run. So a dot ball. We've had 6 off the over so far. 56 for 1. 1 ball left of the power play. The home fans are finding their voice.
Great atmosphere now, isn't it? This is perfect for a quarter-final with this weather.
Home fans enjoying the night and getting behind their team. Final ball of this power play. It's Jordan to Butler, and that's just clipped out towards the leg side for a single. There's nothing between these 2 sides, really. Well, there's 1 run to be precise. 57 for 1 after 6, Lancashire Lightning. 58 for 1 after 6, Surrey. It is neck and neck, this. It's bubbling up to be a brilliant game.
It is. I think we expected as much, though, didn't we? When we look at the relative strengths in the batting lineups, pretty evenly matched. A host of white ball stars, international and national, as it were. And we've got arguably England's best white ball batsman in at the moment in Jos Buttler, and the evergreen Stephen Croft, who's been around for 20 years.
Yep, and it is going to be Sunil Narine into the attack from this pavilion end. And as I say, his control is remarkable at times, but against Buttler it'll be interesting. And over the wicket he comes. Oh, Jos Buttler, behave. He's just picked him up, first ball, and lofted him over the Surrey dugout for 6.
Well, I was just going to say, this is a matchup made in heaven, really, isn't it? One of the best white ball bowlers in the world at the moment against one of the best white ball batters. And at the moment, it's, well, after one ball, it's all in favour of the batter, but I'm not sure how long that's going to last. Interesting to see how Buttler plays him now.
Narine hiding that ball as always. Over the wicket he comes too. Buttler, he's done him again. Now, how much of this one has he got? 6 more from Jos Buttler. And Chris Jordan is stood down there, sort of scratching his head as if to say, hang on, this is not the way it's meant to be against Narine. But this is just quality from Jos Buttler at the moment. And he is just saying to Sunil Narine, you are not going to bowl at me, my friend. It's brilliant batting this from Narine. I think we've lost the ball behind the Super Sopper, so off goes Cameron Steele to find it, but it makes Narine think as well, doesn't it?
Well, Buttler's a great student, of course, of bowlers and how to attack them, and he'll have had plenty of opportunity to play against and study Narine in his time around the world. Not sure 12 off 2 is the way he would want. Well, I know he wants to go that way, but I'm not sure it's the way that he might have predicted.
Well, this one's a bit flatter, unsurprisingly, from Narine. It's just turned into the leg side by Buttler for a single. So 13 off his first 3 deliveries for Narine, 70 for 1. And that's the thing, you've got a lot of players in this quarter-final who played a lot of franchise cricket against each other all around the world. As Croft is forward to Narine, turns this one into the leg side. They'll take another single. Up comes Sean Abbott to do the fielding. But that first 6 was so easy, and just showing on Lancs TV how he hides that ball, Narine, basically behind his bottom, and then you don't see it until the last moment as this is pushed away by Jos Buttler to backward point. Good diving stop from Laurie Evans, prevents the single, but of course he had to change his action, didn't he, Narine? He got done with his action, so this is this new one. It's not a lot of front arm, but just hides the ball behind his bum, and then just leaves that ball to the last minute. You see it as this one's pushed off the back foot by Jos Buttler. Great running, just pushed it into the offside, and they'll pick up a single. And interesting first over, that really nicely played by Jos Buttler. 7 gone, and Lancashire Lightning 72 for 1. 188 is their target.
Absolutely perfect, this, isn't it, for Lancashire Lightning? Puts the pressure right back on the ball inside now, doesn't it? Questions to be asked. Chris Jordan will be wondering where he turns to next, what he does next. He's going to go back to Sam Curran by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, what Jos Buttler is doing here is sort of mucking up Jordan's game plan quite a bit here. The one he could go to is Gus Atkinson, who is quick.
Yeah, up-and-comer Gus Atkinson. Always exciting to see him bowl.
Will be Curran, left arm over, bowls to Buttler. Oh, it's gone through the keeper, and down towards the boundary for 4 byes. Curran was half appealing at one stage, thinking maybe there was a little thin edge on that. Buttler missed it, as did the keeper.
Well, all contributions gratefully received by Lancashire. It's a poor mistake from Smith behind the stumps.
It's just gone straight through Jamie Smith. Slower ball, and it bounced in front of him. It's just gone straight through his legs. Just feel that M word, isn't it? That momentum word just shifting towards Lancashire now.
Got a problem behind the bowler's arm.
Yeah, I think, is there a door open on that middle tier that Jos Buttler has spotted? Or is there somebody just... Oh no, there's somebody stood in a white shirt. Which is not, that's not handy.
Curran to Butler, forced to defend. It's a good ball by Sam Curran. It's a good comeback. He'll be a grumpy bowler, Sam Curran, having seen the other delivery go for 4 byes. Gets that one spot on, just shapes back into Butler, defends it back down the pitch, and there is no run. Need a wicket here somewhere. Surrey, they desperately need a wicket. Lancashire going along very nicely indeed. Curran to Butler. That's off the front foot, and that's pushed away to Abbott on the point boundary for a single. 77 for 1 now. Butler's a 35.
Just wonder if he will turn to Gus Atkinson. As I say, he's quick, Gus Atkinson. Well, very quick this season. And as you say, they need a wicket desperately now, sorry.
Terrific partnership between Stephen Croft and Joss Butler, edging up towards 50 runs together. This is adding to it now. It's just eased out through the offside. Towards to Abbott again, who comes up from the new hotel, and Croft moves on to 22.
That early boundary in the over just takes all the immediate pressure off Lancashire. It was 4 byes in this over and 2 sixes in the previous over. Just makes it that bit easier. Not getting tense and searching for boundaries.
Curran to Butler. Again, just eased away, caressing the ball through the covers. You want to come back for 2, and does by the time that Abbott scoops up the ball. Butler edging on to 37 not out. The score now moves up to 80 for 1. The partnership is 45 between Joss Butler and Stephen Croft. 1 ball remaining of the 8th over.
Just a lovely bit of batting again, that from Joss Butler. Just pushed it to the right of Sean Abbott. Was always coming back for 2.
Final ball for Curran in his 2nd over. A slow ball which Butler waits for and hammers it away into the offside. Stopped an extra cover, and Jason Roy felt that. It was hit firmly by Butler. It bounced awkwardly in front of him, but he got everything behind it to stop it. 8 gone, 80 for 1.
It's not an inviting place to have to field on this square at Emirates Old Trafford. It's like concrete. And that was on an old pitch where Jason Roy was standing. And the ball hammered at him off the back foot. I've seen that. Phil Salt played that shot a couple of times before he got out. It's neither front nor back foot really, but it's a very wristy flick, punchy shot. Butler's perfected it. Salt not quite. He got out playing it.
Well, the crowd are having a great night, and somebody's got one of those big Lancashire Lightning hands, foam hands. Always fun. As down below us, Sean Abbott to bowl the 9th over. Stephen Croft is on strike, short. It's cut by Croft powerfully, short and wide, and put away by Croft. And that has been dealt with by Stephen. Croft gave himself a bit of room and then absolutely hammered that for 4.
Uncompromising stroke, isn't it? Off the back foot, short and wide from Abbott. Again, a slower ball ostensibly, but too wide, too short. Croft just laid into it.
Abbott over the wicket, he comes to Croft again, and Croft backs away, looking to give himself some room once more, and just in the end has to push it down into the leg side. Good bit of bowling from Abbott. There's no run as Abbott does the fielding off his own bowling. He's got 2 back on that leg side rope, the long off. He's got mid on up. No, sorry, long on, mid off up. Extra cover, sweeper on the cover rope. Backward point, 3rd man, fine leg on the edge of the circle as Abbott is into Croft, and Croft whips this wristily into the leg side. Will only get a single as up comes the big figure of Jamie Overton. And 1 more to the total. He apologises to Jamie Smith for the throw. Says Jamie Overton. But that is the 50 partnership. It's been an attractive one from Messrs Croft and Butler after a slightly precarious start with Stephen Croft running. They're still there though. Butler back on to strike on 37. Abbott's over the wicket too, and it's well bowled by Sean Abbott. Absolutely no room for Butler there, and he pushes off the back foot out to Jason Roy, who does the fielding, and there's no run.
Yeah, that's the line to bowl. It doesn't matter whether it's a slower ball or normal pace delivery that Abbott bowls. It's just tuck Butler up, not giving him any room to hit on the offside.
9th over, 85 for 1. Lancashire 188's their target. Abbott's in, and that one, well, Butler will feel he's missed out there a touch. He looks back towards the umpire as if it was a wide, but I don't think it was. It just bounced on him, and he will feel he's missed out on that one. Joss Butler, and he wanders off to square leg for a think about life.
It's flown through that, hasn't it? Flown through, quick ball. Taken chest high, still going up by Smith behind the stumps.
Abbott, final ball of the over. Butler is driving. Again, it's a good line from Abbott. It's just a single out there towards the sweeper on the cover rope, which is Gus Atkinson. And the throw comes in. End of the 9th over. We're nearly at halfway. 86 for 1. And Surrey, after 9 overs, were 81 for 1. So there's not too much in it, but I think at the minute, as long as Joss Butler's there, Lancashire will feel very happy about life.
Listening to Lancs TV, watching Lancs TV, listening to BBC Radio Lancashire 5 Sports Extra and the BBC Sport website and app, with Mark Church, Scott Ray, Paul Allott with you at Emirates Old Trafford tonight for the T20 Blast quarter-final between Lancashire and Surrey. Place at finals day, awaiting the winners of this fixture this evening. Here's Narain with that ball hidden away again. Returning to the attack for Surrey. Bowls, full toss, reverse hit by Butler. It's a good stop by Roy. Beats Roy, it's 4 for Butler. He hit it firmly on the reverse from a full toss by Narain.
Jason Roy, he never looks that happy after fielding. And on that one, he doesn't look happy at all.
In bowls to Butler. And that's bouncing just in front of Roy. It's picked up by Laurie Evans, who comes round to complete the fielding. It was kind of went down in stages a bit there. Jason Roy.
He's looking like someone who's just missed their bus. Jason Roy there, isn't he? Just sort of sat on the floor.
Let's just look at the way Lancashire approached the rest of this Narain over. Just one off the first 2 balls, completely different to his previous.
In balls to Croft. Swings through that Croft. The ball goes past the stumps, past the keeper. It's gone down towards the boundary. It's gone all the way. It's been given as byes, 4 of them. And that pushes Lancashire Lightning on to 91 for 1.
Well, I'll take the byes. It was a bit of a heave from Croft, wasn't it? But luck going Lancashire's way. Everybody missing it, running away for 4.
Narain to Croft. That's driven up to mid-off for a single this time. Croft moves on to 28, 92 for 1.
Lanky just wandered across, didn't he? He's straight across
right behind the bowler's arm.
Oblivious, he was.
It was.
He must have spotted a juicy tree or something down there.
Oh dear.
Butler waits for Narain. Goes on the reverse again. Joss Butler almost gets himself tangled up there, taken by Jamie Smith.
Could you ask the giraffe to move, please?
He was just slowly bouncing across, wasn't it? I was expecting Croft to stop, actually, to pull away, but Croft wasn't bothered about Lanky. Narain to Butler. Wants a quick single here, and well, I think he put the pressure on the fielder the way he ran through the first. Not picked up cleanly by the Surrey skipper. Actually allows Butler to come back for a second, but the way he ran that first with intent perhaps caused the fumble from Jordan. End of the over, halfway stage, 10 gone, 94 for 1.
Tell you what, if Jordan had picked that up, Butler might have been struggling to get in at the bowler's end. But things just those little moments going Lancashire's way, the little misfield there, the 4 byes earlier in the over.
Chris Jordan, that's a collector's item. Really not picking that up cleanly, but I think Butler probably had his heart in his mouth for a second when he saw it was Jordan. Start of the 11th, it's Dan Moriarty back into the attack. And it will be Stephen Croft on strike on 28. We're into the last half of this game as down the pitch goes Croft. And he hasn't really got hold of this as he drives it down the ground, and there is Chris Jordan to do the fielding. and they will pick up a single. It'll bring Joss Butler back onto strike. Might be my favourite moment of this quarter-final so far, was Lanky just strolling behind the bowler's arm. Win predictor is very much in Lancashire's favour now, as this is turned by Joss Butler using his feet, coming down the pitch to Moriarty, and Moriarty followed him and just tucks it away for a single. One more to the total, 96 for 1. Croft comes back onto strike on 29. Good partnership this between Croft and Butler. Croft smears this one down the ground. Just a single. It's good over so far from Moriarty, but Lancashire can have a quiet over here. When Butler comes back onto strike, you expect something to happen.
Well, yeah, they don't want a quiet over. It's all about who can hold the nerve best here. The experience of Butler and Croft in the middle at the moment, but break this partnership.
Moriarty's in. He has broken this partnership because Butler's backed away and chopped it straight in the air to Laurie Evans at backward point. So Dan Moriarty holds his nerve. Butler's lovely innings is cut short. He has gone. That is a big wicket for Surrey, and Lancashire are 97 for 2.
Just what Surrey needed, isn't it, to get a breakthrough there and to get rid of Joss Butler as well, who was looking pretty well set. He'd hardly put a foot wrong this evening. It's a good performance from him. But Surrey will think that they've just got one end slightly owned now, even though Lancashire have got a hugely experienced batting lineup to come. There's Villas and Mitchell and Wells and Livingston, of course.
Yes, here comes the captain.
And here he is. He doesn't normally come in this high up. Well, he hasn't been doing in this year, much to supporters and members' puzzlement. Not to mention mine at times as well.
Well, he's out there now. The captain taking responsibility. Ian Livingston.
There was one game, Scott, you'll remember, he went in behind Hartley, behind Jones.
Yeah. Did he?
Yeah, he did. Anyways, not tonight.
Giving the youngsters an opportunity as Moriarty's in, and this is turned away by Livingston out towards deep mid-wicket. Up comes Sean Abbott to do the fielding. Well, his hole's disappeared now, I was saying.
Youngsters, he's only, well, how old is he? 25, 26? Oh, he might be 27 now.
Well, they started.
Anyway, good on him. He's in at 4.
Well, that's the job today for him in this quarter-final. To get his side over the line and into finals day, as this is driven. Beautiful shot from Croft. Fantastic timing. The chase is very good from Jamie Overton, and I'm very glad he didn't collide with Lanky there, because there would have only been one winner, even though Lanky is a giraffe. But it's the end of Moriarty's over. He's picked up the wicket of Butler. 11 gone, and Lancashire are 100 for 2. And it's nicely poised this now. 9 to go, 88 required by Lancashire, and it'll be Narine to bowl from the Anderson end.
We've not seen Jamie Overton bowl yet, Mark.
Well, we haven't seen him bowl yet this season.
But he is fit to bowl.
He is.
Right.
I wonder if they're keeping him up their sleeve for the Notts game, championship game starting on Sunday.
Slip in place. Narine to Livingston is off the back foot, trying to find a gap through the offside. He can't. Gathered by Jason Roy. No run.
It's a very big sleeve to keep him up, but I think that would probably be the thinking. But it's good to see him back, going through his paces.
Narine from the Anderson end bowls to Livingston. And that's Jags back, and Livingston takes the bottom hand off the bat. Appeal from Narine. He's got a little bit of a groove here, hasn't he, Narine? Butler went after him in his first over. He's come back into the attack from the Anderson end. Has started nicely into his second over on the spin here. Balls again to Livingston. I shape it to the leg side. Keeper comes around from behind the stumps to field. No run.
Bowling it quicker this over. Not giving Livingston any time to settle or anything to get away, any gift.
100 for 2. Lancashire Lightning. They're chipping away at that required runs by a single here. So it's now 87 more to win as Livingston flicks it to square leg.
He's a fascinating bowler to watch, not right?
Yeah, well, he is. I mean, he's top, isn't he? Top class. But Lancashire can't afford a lax over here.
Croft waits for Narine and swats it down towards long on. One bounce. And through he goes for a single. The score moves up to 102 for 2. So 1 ball left of the 12th. 2 runs so far from this over. It started with 3 dot balls, then 2 singles. Livingston's back on strike. Lancashire's skipper looking pretty focused, staring back down the pitch and waiting for Narine to complete the over balls. And again, Livingston trying to force the ball away, just deflects down towards Laurie Evans in the gully, and there's no run, just 2 runs off the over. Excellent by Narine. 12 gone, it's 102 for 2. It's a fascinating game of T20 cricket, and I'm still not sure which way it's going.
Nope, absolutely not. That's the great thing about these 2 sides, I think. It's, 2 quality sides going head to head.
Well, last over is exactly why Surrey value Narine so highly as their overseas player, one of their overseas players. I mean, he got clattered in his first couple of balls by Butler, and he's come back and bowled a 2 over, which that's like gold dust in this competition, but in this context of this game, really good.
Thank you to Kevin Howes. I was heading to the Gear Oval on Sunday for the start of the Notts game, but it starts on Monday in the Championship. The next round is here is Chris Jordan for the pavilion end, and that's on the pads of Croft. He's got something on it. It's running down towards the fine leg boundary rope. It's a great chase from Narine, but they'll get back for 3, and we'll wait to see what it is. Leg by, so 3 more to the total. So yes, of course, the next round of Championship games starts on Monday. But as I say, I was going to go on Sunday for the start of that, and I'd have sat there all on my own for the entire day as Livingston comes back on to strike. 105 for 2 then. Lancashire, that target 188, so it's 83 needed off 47 balls. Nicely set up, this, it really is. As Chris Jordan is into Liam Livingston, and he's on the pads of Livingston. He feels he's missed out there trying to flick it. It's a no ball into the leg side. So Chris Jordan's overstepped the mark, and this will be a free hit for Stephen Croft.
Don't do that, Chris Jordan. Don't do that as captain. No ball's a free hit. It's
very fashionable at the moment, no balls, aren't they, in a test match? It seems just about every ball's being called.
Lancashire's progress just dipping there, you could see on the screen.
Yep, and the old worm. So Croft comes back on to strike on 33. 108 for 2 Lancashire in the 13th over of this quarter final. This is a free hit though for Stephen Croft. Chris Jordan is into him. It's a short ball. It's swung in the air by Croft, and oh my word, well, Sam Cohen has completely misjudged this. He's come sprinting in. He's then realised he wasn't going to get to it. I don't know whether it was swirling in the wind, but it went away from him, and in the end it's bounced and gone away for 4. So Sam Curran's almost done a complete circle round the ball, and it's gone away for 4 runs. 112 for 2.
I think Curran's realised halfway into going for that it's a free hit, and I can't catch it, so I'll try and stop it. He's ended up doing neither.
Yep. He's shaking his head out there at deep backward square. As Chris Jordan is into Croft. Croft, slower ball, slams it out towards extra cover. Jason Roy with the fielding. Now, I think Chris Jordan's thinking, Jason, you didn't need to be hurling that at me at that point. And he did pretty well there, Chris Jordan. But the look he gave Jason Roy there, where Jason Roy absolutely fizzed that back at him, was priceless, because, well, it would have been overthrows. Sean Abbott's a long way back doing the backing up. Croft waits again. Over the wicket comes Jordan to him, right up there on his bootstraps. He drives it down the ground. Well, Jacks gets around to his left to do the fielding, and they will pick up another single. It's got a really tense finale to it.
It has,
this game, hasn't it? Just to remind everybody, no super over.
No,
sadly. I quite like a super over.
Yeah, and you don't, unless there's loads of wickets go down, and one side's got 180 odd, you're not going to get a runaway victory with a side batting second. Very rarely.
No.
It's always going to be some tension there, especially in winner take all.
Yep. As in over the wicket comes Jordan, and Livingston's trying to flick this leg side. It's hit his thigh guard, rolled straight back up the pitch, and Jordan does the fielding off his own bowling. So Liam Livingstone yet to get going. 2 from 8 from Liam Livingstone. Yes, of course, he famously hit that 6 that went through the boards in front of the hotel building. Away to our right, and there was a big hole. Now the boards have disappeared because the hotel's nearly done. As in over the wicket comes Jordan. Again, he's right on the pads of Livingstone. And, well, Cross dropped his bat halfway through the run. So there's a bat just sat in the middle of the pitch. But it's the end of the Chris Jordan over. 13 gone then. Here on BBC Lancashire, BBC Radio London, 5 Sports Extra and Lancs TV in this quarter-final of the T20. And Lancashire 114 for 2. 74 to win. Paul Allott with 42 balls remaining.
Tight game, always going to be a tight game. It's good bowling that from Jordan to Livingstone, tucking him up, bowling quick in at his thigh, and Livingstone likes nothing more than to be able to free his arms and hit the ball either straight or over mid-wicket. Here's Narain now. 4th
and final over. Livingstone takes it on first ball, looking to swat it away. Swept across his front pad down towards deep backward square. 115 for 2. 2 other games taking place tonight. Somerset are 63 for 5 in the 10th, chasing 158 to beat the Notts Outlaws. Somerset 63 for 5 in the 10th over. Narain to Croft. Wallop that one out towards wide long on. Oh, another little fumble! I think it's 4 more. Will Jacks. Well, just these little bits and pieces, just these small little moments, perhaps, could swing the game Lancashire's way. Another moment that really should not have resulted in 4 has. Croft moves to 42.
Yeah, in tight chases, which this is going to be, you can't afford mistakes like this.
Croft goes again. Jacks in the game. We'll get a bit of stick from the fans now, but picks it up cleanly. And Croft gets a single, moves on to 43. 120 for 2. 68 needed, 39 balls left. Hampshire Hawks have started their reply against Worcestershire, who were bowled out for 100.
Ooh,
at the
nice round, though.
Yes, makes it easy, doesn't it? As Livingston swings and misses, straight to the keeper, no run. Hampshire 21 for 1 in the 3rd, needing 101 runs to win. Somerset 70 for 5 in the 11th now, chasing 158 for in their quarter-final. Livingston shot out towards wide long off. Big chase on for Curran, doesn't catch up with it. Excellent shot by Livingston, all on the ground for 4 runs. It's 124 for 2 now.
Lovely bit of batting from Liam Livingstone. That
it was beautiful shot, wasn't it? He was playing golf yesterday. I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Narain to Livingston, has gone high, out towards the leg side. Overton underneath it, in position, takes the catch. Overton takes the catch. Livingston, the captain, goes for 7. Lancashire Lightning lose their 3rd wicket. 124 for 3, needing 64 more runs to win from 37 balls.
Never looked particularly comfortable, did he, Liam Livingstone? He played that wonderful shot the ball before, which probably he thought was the signal that I've started to time it, and then it's a bit of an unholy heave, really. Looking to smash Narain over mid-wicket, getting a spiralling top edge, and it's well caught, comfortably caught by Overton. Livingston has to go.
Yeah, if there's one guy you don't want that ball going straight up in the air to, it's Jamie Overton, because he's got massive hands, Jamie Overton, and he made sure with that. So, yeah, shame that from Liam Livingstone. In fact, he played a beautiful shot the ball before, but there he's just trying to put Narain over mid-wicket, but it was more top-edgy than anything, and then it was a good catch from Jamie Overton. So Daryl Mitchell out there. They keep coming, these quality players, don't they? So Daryl Mitchell is out there. 124 for 3. 15th over to be bowled by Sean Abbott. From the pavilion end, he's in, and swing and a miss from Croft. This is Surrey's opportunity to just try and squeeze this a touch now. Dot ball, and the score remains 124 for 3.
What's the golf story, by the way?
Yes.
Well, he's out now.
I know, but I'm still intrigued by it.
He played at Centurion down just north of London in the Live Golf Pro-Am Day. And he played with Cam Smith.
Very good. Oh my word, this is swung high in the air. Sam Curran! Oh, it's a brilliant effort from him. It just kept going. Sam Curran came in, then it went over him, but it just kept going and going and going. And I think he's actually got a hand to that beyond the boundary rope. Oh, Sam Curran, if he'd taken that, he would have still got over the boundary rope, but it's a quite brilliant effort. Stephen Croft, that just kept going.
Huge boundary down there as well. There must be all of 90 metres down there, I would think.
That was massive. As this is short, this is cut by Croft like a tracer bullet, and Gus Atkinson does very well. We haven't seen him with the ball yet, but he's done very well. And that's 50 for Stephen Croft. So well played, Stephen Croft. On to 50 he goes. He gets a well done from Daryl Mitchell. And Lancashire are 131 for 3.
Outstanding knock by Croft. Having another outstanding season for Lancashire Lightning.
I don't think he could believe, just watching him as he wandered back to Rob White, the umpire, that kept going for 6. It just kept going and going and going. And Sam Curran,
he actually went the wrong way.
He went the wrong way. He came back,
yeah,
but thinking, oh no, it's going to go over my shoulder. And it just kept going. As Abbott, first ball for the right-handed Mitchell. And Mitchell just nudges this neatly into the leg side. He's going to toy with Sam Curran. He has a long way to come up. It's great batting from Daryl Mitchell. And good running from Croft. Bustles through for 2. 133 for 3.
Well, the point about Curran and the catch is the fact that it's one of the bigger boundaries you'll ever see. I mean, it is 90, it'd be 90 metres down there. And Curran's fielding 15 paces off the boundary, and he came in because he thought it's a big hit to hit, swat it over backward square leg. He came in because he thought that's where the ball was going, and then he had to backtrack.
Abbott's into Mitchell, and Mitchell just pushes this one down the ground. He'll get a single. And just from Croft's reaction when he walked down to umpire White, I think he was saying, I can't believe that kept going that far. Huge hit from him. But he's on to 50. And it's 54 required off 31 for Lancashire. And the tension building. You can feel it round the ground. Croft back on to strike on 50. Last ball of the 15th from Abbott. Abbott's into Croft, and Croft is pushing this out towards extra cover. Jason Roy does the fielding. Mitchell sends Croft back. End of the over. So 15 gone, 5 left. It's 54 required of 5 overs for Lancashire.
What does the wind predictor say? That's what we need to know. What does the wind predictor say? Let's have a look. He's not much in it. 53% Lancashire, 46 Surrey.
Tight game it is, isn't it? I mean, you know, if Mitchell gets in and keeps going and Croft stays there, Lancashire are favourites. If they lose a wicket, then it's who comes in, how they adapt to the situation, and obviously on the converse, it's how well Surrey bowl from here on in.
Back to Curran. Mitchell on 3. 134 for 3. 54 from 30. And that's Mitchell driving the ball through mid-off. Jogging through for a single. Will Jacks comes up from the boundary. So 135 for 3.
So who've Surrey got a bowl then? They've got Jordan to bowl.
Yeah,
one, is it?
Yeah, let me have a look at what we've got in terms of.
You've got Atkinson, who's not bowled.
Oh, Atkinson hasn't bowled a ball as yet.
Oh, it's a tough task coming on to bowl an over or 2 at the death.
Let's have a look at who's got what remaining.
There's Curran. He's into his 3rd. Balls to Croft. Croft sends it out towards the leg side. It's picked up by Overton at deep mid-wicket. And they come back for Oh, it's just one.
Yeah, Jordan's got 2 left. Abbott's got 1 left. Curran's got 1 more after this as well. So you think that's the way they do it. 2 from Jordan, 1 from Abbott, 1 more from Sam Curran for the 4 that will remain after this over. So, nothing from Gus Atkinson this evening. Playing as a specialist fielder.
Mitchell waits. Mitchell sends it to the leg side. Overton's under it. Drops it. Big cries of delight by the Lancashire supporters inside the ground. Overton's such a safe pair of hands. It's a difficult chance. It was dropping as it came to him.
Misjudged it, didn't he? He didn't. He had time to move in a couple of more paces and catch it. It just didn't come to him as he thought it was going to.
Mitchell gets 1. He moves to 5. Brings Croft back on strike. Curran to Croft. Bangs it in short and wide, and signalled as a wide by the umpire.
Big moments these, the drop catch, the wide, the extra in this, as I keep saying, tight chase. Very, very key points. And most of them are going Lancashire's way at the moment.
Yep. 138 for 3. So 50 needed. 27 balls left. Croft 51 not out. There's Sam Curran for Surrey. He's in again to Croft. It's flicked away off the pads out towards deep backward square leg. Shuffle right across the stumps there, did Croft. Clips it away off his toes. Gets a single. 139 for 3.
It's a good job he got bat on that. It's well played again by Croft. It really is. But yeah, there's been some moments in this game, and Lancashire have just got to make them count now, haven't they? In this run chase.
Curran to Mitchell. There's a single there. He slaps it down towards Jordan long on. Mitchell moves on to 6. So it's 140 for 3. We've got 1 ball left of the 16th over. So 25 balls left. 48 needed to win for Lancashire Lightning. Croft on 52. There's Curran to complete the over. Left arm over, balls to Croft. Again sends it to the leg side, stepping across the stumps and dragging the ball out towards Jordan, who comes up from the long on boundary. Croft keeps the strike as well. 53 to him. Mitchell's on 6. We've got 4 overs left. 24 balls and 47 to win it.
The extra ball in that over, not too penal, just a single from it. So easily, the number of those last balls, the extra ball, so often goes for a boundary. Not in that case. Still nip and tuck. Surrey will still fancy the chances, so too will Lancashire.
Yeah, difficult one to call this. Croft there on 53 is a key thing for Lancashire, but I think Chris Jordan having a couple of overs up his sleeve is a key thing for Surrey, so this will be an interesting battle between these two. Jordan's going to bowl the 17th. Somerset are 97 for 5 in the 14th, needing 158 to beat Notts. Hampshire 39 for 1 in the 6th, needing 101 to beat Worcestershire. Here's Chris Jordan with the first ball of the 17th then. Coming in over the wicket to Croft. Slower ball, swung, leg side by Croft, 1 bounce. Straight out to Laurie Evans at deep backward square. They'll pick up a single.
Wonder when Chris Jordan's going to go into Yorker mode. Maybe not until the final over. Starting with that slower ball. And he is good at block hole deliveries. He really is.
He bowled a brilliant penultimate over on Sunday against Essex.
Not quite good enough though.
No, it wasn't. It gave them 12, I think. I think it gave Sean Abbott 12 to defend, and then there was a 6 off the last ball of the game, which he was actually inches away. Well, he caught it, but then went over the rope and was trying to flick it back, but flung it straight into the crowd. As over the wicket comes Chris Jordan to Mitchell. There's his Yorker, and Mitchell gets bat on it. Down the ground it goes. Overton comes up to do the fielding, and they'll pick up a single.
Because the way that they use their bowlers at the start, particularly the power play, they save up their key bowlers, don't they, right to the back end of the match, having had Jackson, Moriarty bowl so much in the early stages.
Yeah, and they've got the two blokes that took England to the World Cup in T20 cricket in Sam Curran and Chris Jordan. So that the experience is there, and Abbott's bowled an awful lot sort of in franchise cricket. As Jordan is into Croft, well bowled, there's that Yorker again. Oh, and Croft's almost set off for a single as he was trying to get the bat down on that. It's gone straight into the gloves of Jamie Smith, who lobbed it back at the stumps. But there's that Yorker you're talking about, Paul Abbott.
Well, it's beautifully bowled as well. I'm an advocate, and long have been, of quality Yorkers being bowled in white ball cricket at any stage really, but particularly towards the end of the innings. And everybody fires back at me and says, well, the margin for error is so tiny. The margin for error, whatever you bowl, is pretty tiny.
Over the wicket comes Jordan. Again, it's right up there. It's a slower ball. It's smeared really into the leg side by Stephen Croft. Just the single. It's terrific over this at the moment from the Surrey captain. It's gone for 3, and it's 44 required now off 20 balls. And Daryl Mitchell comes on to strike with 7 to his name off 6 deliveries. Stephen Croft is lent on his bat down there at the non-striker's end. Sun disappearing to our left now behind the point. I just looked directly into it, as well as over the wicket comes Chris Jordan to Daryl Mitchell. Again, he's getting it right up there. And Mitchell trying to swing it leg side, but it's at the toe end of his bat. And down to Overton it goes. That long on, so these are great skills from Chris Jordan. 144 for 3. Practiced this for hours and hours and hours. And he's got a lot of experience to fall back on. There's Chris Jordan. But it still takes an awful lot of skill to do this. 145 for 3. 44 off 19 balls. 1 ball left of this, the 17th. Croft is on strike on 55. Jordan over the wicket to him, and Cross tried a little ramp, gets nothing on it. It's into the gloves of Jamie Smith. You have to say that is a high quality over from the Surrey captain. At this stage only go for 4, and with 3 overs to go, it's 44 required of 18 deliveries for Lancashire.
Key over that really was. And you always expect something of that quality from Jordan. Mix of Yorkers and slower balls. It forces the batter to do something slightly different, as Stephen Croft did off the last ball. The premeditated, looking to scoop it or flick it down to fine leg, and failing to get any bat on it at all. Tricky task now for Lancashire. Surrey are favourites for me.
43 from 18. What does the win predictor say? Backs you up, up to 80%. Here's Sam Curran, 4th and final over for him. In and balls to Mitchell. He swings at this one. It's up and over extra cover. Will land safe, and they'll come back for 2 by the time that Jacks comes up from the long off boundary to field. And the score moves on to 147 to 3.
Oh, I'd like a win predictor in everyday life that I could call on. Just to say, am I winning today when things are going slightly wrong? And see whether it's going to turn out all right at the end. Because you seem to just be able to summon it up whenever you want it. Scott Reed.
There's Curran, left arm over, balls to Mitchell. Driven back down the ground. Excellent stop by Curran. He hit it firmly, Mitchell. Sam Curran reacting superbly, low down to his right. Terrific stop. Bang off the bat. And then Curran there, stopping it with his right hand. Mitchell's probably thinking at least a couple, possibly 4, but good work by Curran off his own bowling. 41 from 16 balls is Lancashire's quest. Oh, this is going to chip a few off. That's 6, hammered away by Mitchell. Up and over the long off boundary. Plays that shot so well, Daryl Mitchell. Moves to 16, 153 for 3.
Yeah, no panic there from Daryl Mitchell. It was the ball he wanted, though. Length ball just on off stump, enabled him to hit right through the line and hit it straight back into the pavilion. Knew as soon as he laid bat on that was going all the way.
Said to him yesterday when I came down to speak to a few of the players, I just kind of close my eyes and swing.
Is that what he said? Normally they go straight out the middle, don't they?
Yeah.
Imagine how far he did it if he kept his eyes open.
He looked at it.
Yeah.
1-5-3 for 3. 35 from 15. Curran to Mitchell. And that's clipped away off the toes. A full-length ball. He'll want to. Cross certainly will want to. Throw coming in towards cross end. I think he's out if he hits. He's throwing from a million miles away, mind you. And they do scamper back for a couple. Takes it to 33 to win from 14.
Yeah, I think if that was Jamie Overton, he's got a very strong arm up there, and I think if that had hit, Croft may have been struggling, but he gets back. Oh, it would have been very tight, wouldn't it?
He was keen to come back, was Croft. He had to come back for 2, didn't he? And he was treading water in the last 4 or 5 paces.
2 balls left of the 18th. Sam Curran to Daryl Mitchell. And Mitchell slaps it down the ground for 4. Well, a 6 and a 4 off the bat of Mitchell in this over. Just gets the Lancashire fans believing once more. 159 for 3. It's 29 to win from 13.
That's what Lancashire needed, boundaries. And Mitchell has delivered with a straight 6 and a flashing 4 straight back past the bowler. This final ball, again, vitally important. Lancashire need a boundary. Surrey need a dot or a 1 or a wicket, even better.
What will Curran send down? Final ball for him tonight. Mitchell waits. Curran in and balls. He goes for that ramp. Doesn't get it. It's gone past the bat, into the gloves of the keeper. It's a dot ball to end the 18th over, leaving 12 balls left. 29 to win, albeit at this stage a tie would be enough for Lancashire. So 28 as it stands would be enough for Lancashire to go through.
Yes, indeed. And Daryl Mitchell there, he almost got a bit cute on that last ball, where he just stand there smacking it down the ground. You can see what the thinking was, but he does play some strong shots, doesn't he, down the ground. So Chris Jordan will bowl the penultimate over, then you'd expect it to be Sean Abbott. So this is about what does Chris Jordan leave for Sean Abbott. And this is all very tense.
Paul Allott, what would you like to be left for you in the final over of this game?
What, as a batter or a bowler?
No, as a bowler.
29.
As many as possible, thanks. As many as possible these days. I used to reckon in the good old balmy days of the Sunday League, you used to reckon about 12 you were safe. Anyway, Jordan now.
He's in. Oh, with a perfect Yorker to Stephen Croft. It's exactly what Paul Allott was talking about. It is the perfect Yorker. It's hit the base of middle and leg stump. It brings Croft's fine innings to an end on 55. But the other thing is it's a dot. But that, you have to say, is just a high quality piece of bowling from Chris Jordan.
Fantastic delivery from Jordan. I wondered when he was going to go to Yorker mode. He tried a couple in the last over and landed 2, and that is just perfection. Getting rid of Stephen Croft, who's played quite beautifully for Lancashire this evening. Brings Luke Wells to the crease, left-hander, which is not a bad move from Lancashire, getting the left-hander in. For some reason it's slightly more difficult, I think, for bowlers to bowl Yorkers to left-handers. You just get that feeling. It might be complete balderdash that I'm talking, but from a personal point of view it was harder to bowl them, because there's always just a little bit of the angle going away from off stump rather than into leg stump at the right hand. I can't really explain why, but we'll see. Jordan will probably nail it.
Well, the other thing it does is, if Lancashire did lose another wicket in this over, it changes that whole tie scenario as well, because it's fewer wickets lost, and Surrey of course lost 5 as well. 159 for 4. 29 required off 11 balls. First ball for the left-handed Luke Wells. Jordan's into him, and Luke Wells has picked him up, swung him into the leg side, 1 bounce. Out to Gus Atkinson. I think Chris Jordan sort of indicating sprint in and look for that, but actually away from Gus Atkinson. The last thing you want to do is dive for it, and it goes straight over you.
I think he's done. I think he's done well there. He's made a decision there not to go for the catch, just save the runs instead.
Chris Jordan's fired up though. It's been a brilliant spell from the captain. It really has. You can see how desperate he is to get his side to finals, Dirk. Sorry, lost in the last over of the quarter-final last year against Yorkshire when they were chasing. Chris Jordan, 28 needed off 10 balls by Lancashire. Coming into Daryl Mitchell. Mitchell, slower ball, looks to swing it lead side. It's come off the toe end of his bat. They're going to come back for two. Jordan takes aim, fires, hits, out. Luke Wells, run out. Rob White is in a good position there and puts up the finger. And Chris Jordan took aim, fired and hit. And Luke Wells is run out for one. And Chris Jordan, it's a brilliant bit of work from the captain again off his own bowling, and it means that Dane Villas will have to make his way to the middle. It's just the one run off that delivery, and we do have 5 wickets down.
We do, which changes the potential tie outcome. It means that it's then down to runs after 6 overs, 5 overs, 4 overs, 3 overs. Another view of the replay here, certainly close, but umpire in the best position to make the call.
Well, I have to say, if we do get to that, we are very tight in the fact that Surrey had 58 off 6 overs, Lancashire had 57. So there's 1 run difference. Oh, the tension. I can't bear it. 27 required off 9 balls, but that was a brilliant bit of work from Chris Jordan again. It really was. And Rob White was in a pretty good position there to give the decision. Of course, we haven't got the TV umpire, so I think it was tight as Jordan then comes into Daryl Mitchell. Mitchell, oh, is that above waist high? Looks to swing it leg side. Yes, it is. That's no ball. And, well, Chris Jordan's not happy with the decision, but it looked above waist high. It's been designated above waist high. And
not a free hit, is it?
No.
It shouldn't be a free hit. He signalled a free hit.
He's signalling a free hit. Yeah, no, it is with that one.
Oh, is it?
It's the one over the head that
of course, yeah.
So that is a free hit. It was tight. We've had 2 very tight decisions in the last 2 deliveries.
Be interesting to see that from side on, wouldn't it?
It would be. 24 off 9 and a free hit for Dave Villas, which is very nice actually on your first ball to get a free hit, because it sort of enables you to get your eye in. It's all happening in this Chris Jordan over. 9 balls to go, 24 required by Lancashire. Free hit for Dave Villas. Now they'll get another one here because that was banged in by Chris Jordan. Too high for Villas to play a shot at, and that's another no ball, and they should get the free hit again. They will get the free hit again.
Yeah, they keep that.
Well, he should get 2 free hits, really, shouldn't he? Because you haven't had one there, and he's bowled another, bonus. So he should get 2.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
free hit.
Pretty logical. We're having everything.
This is the no
here.
ball from before.
Oh, it's tight. It's sort of belly button. As over the wicket comes Jordan to Dave Villas, whose pads have definitely been in the sun, as he drills this one down the ground. Little misfield from Jamie Overton. The throw from Overton. Great work from Mitchell. Comes sprinting back for 2. Villas is off the mark with a couple. 20 required off 8 deliveries. So this is all building up to a super finish here. This Chris Jordan over seems to have gone on for months, but there are still a couple of deliveries remaining. The Lancashire faithful are back into this now. As I say, Dane Villas's pads have definitely been in the sun because they've got a very light colour of red, and he settles himself down over his bat. 20 required off 8 deliveries. In comes Jordan to Villas. He's playing the ramp too well, straight down 5 legs throat. He's played that far too well, Dane Villas. He's got too much of it, and he's just flicked it straight down Sam Curran's throat. Villas goes for 2. That's 168 for 6. Fewer wickets comes into it again now, of course, because Surrey only lost 5, and Rob Jones makes his way out into the middle, Paul Allen.
Well, it should have been a free hit. We've only had 1 free hit, so I don't quite get where we've got to here, but there we are. Good effort from Villas, but even better from Surrey, bowling to the field. We've had everything in this over from Jordan. We've had sublime Yorkers, brilliant bit of fielding. running out Luke Wells with a direct hit. And then with 2 pretty poor deliveries, a waist high full toss and a high wide. So everything happening, but after all of that, Lancashire way behind the 8 ball here.
Yeah, 20 required with 1 ball of this Jordan over to go. And, well, Rob Jones has tried a reverse sweep paddle type thing. He's hit it. He's got a single. And Surrey are rushing round because cut-off time is now. So Surrey might lose one of their fielders on the boundary because they have to be at the top of the mark at 9:18. So Chris Jordan's just getting his cap off Rob White. What it means, though, is Lancashire require 19 off the last over. That was an epic over from Chris Jordan, and it will be Sean Abbott to bowl it. So it will be Abbott to bowl this final over, with Lancashire needing 19 to put their place in finals day.
Takes some effort from here, Paul.
Well,
from Lancashire's point of view,
got to be spectacular batting, and the bowling has got to be below par. I think 19, you'd settle for 19. Key thing, no extras. And
they're a field of light, aren't they, outside as well? They have been done for that.
They've got to have 5 in the circle, have they? Have they?
I think they've been done for it, yeah.
Well, they've only got 4 in at the moment. There's one hovering.
Oh, yes.
No, they're okay.
No, okay.
They're okay. They made it.
Nick of time.
Before the clock struck midnight.
Here comes Abbott in and balls to Jones. Well, he gets a run. He gets through for a single, gets Mitchell on strike. He's got to face 5 deliveries here, hasn't he, Mitchell?
Well, yeah. 18, well, yeah, you can do it now, can't we? 3 6s, 5 4s, whatever. But I tell you what, it's going to take some doing. International bowler, bowling from the pavilion end, Sean Abbott. Mitchell, perfectly capable of hitting a number of boundaries. It's going to be tight, but Surrey are almost odds-on favourites for me. I've got to go as well. I've got to go downstairs.
Long off, long on, behind the bowler's arm. Abbott in bowls, that might be wide, it is. Paul Abbott has to leave us. It's a wide with the second ball of the over.
Don't bowl wides, I said. No, no extras. Don't bowl wide. Anyway, it's been great fun.
Cheers,
we'll
Paul.
See which way it goes.
So it's 17 needed off 5 balls remaining. Mitchell on 24.
I'll tell you what, a boundary now would make it very interesting. Mitchell needs to find the boundary now.
Well, can he? Abbott's in, balls to Mitchell. Oh, he goes for one. It's a huge swing. He completely misses it. And it's through to the keeper, and it's a dot ball. It takes it down to 4 balls left, and 17 now required to win for Surrey.
Well, Sean Abbott bowled the final over against Essex on Sunday and got it down to the last ball, and then got hit for 6. So it's taking a bit, this, from Sean Abbott. He's a very experienced bowler. 17 needed off 4 balls. Daryl Mitchell on 24. Here comes Sean Abbott. Over the wicket to Daryl Mitchell. Right outside his off stump. Swing and a miss again. This is brilliant bowling from Sean Abbott. And Chris Jordan bowled an epic 19th over. It seemed to go on forever. But this is brilliant bowling from Sean Abbott. This is all about hours and hours of practice. Dot delivery. No runs. 17 required off 3 balls. 3 6s needed.
Outstanding from Abbott, isn't it? Outstanding right at the back of the innings by Surrey with the ball. They saved up all their gun bowlers, Jordan, Curran, Abbott, to bowl right at the death, willing to sacrifice runs at the start, and it's paying off for them at the minute.
Abbott's in to Mitchell. He's way outside his off stump. He can only get the toe end of the bat on this. That'll be a single. So 16 needed off 2 balls. And unless Sean Abbott has a horrendous moment, oversteps the mark, it goes for 6 and there's a free hit. Surrey are booking themselves into finals date. And this will be quite a win for Surrey, in the fact that Lancashire here at Old Trafford, 3 seasons haven't lost a game of T20 cricket. So Surrey have done a pretty good job tonight. 16 required off 2. Rob Jones is on strike. Abbott's in to him, and it'll just be a single down the ground, and Surrey are booking a place in finals day. And as I say, to come here to Old Trafford and beat a Lancashire Lightning side that haven't lost a T20 game here in 3 seasons is a top-class effort from Surrey, especially after losing their last 3 group games and coming here without too much form behind them. But it's going to be Surrey that will head to Edgbaston, and it's going to be Sean Abbott to bowl the final delivery with Daryl Mitchell on strike. Abbott is in, Mitchell drives, it'll just be a single, and Surrey are through to finals day, and they have won this by the margin of 14 runs, 13 runs in the grand scheme of things, but actually they have done that quite brilliantly at the end, Surrey, and they are worthy winners. And Surrey beat Lancashire, Lancashire's first defeat in T20 cricket at Old Trafford in 3 seasons, and it's Surrey that are heading to finals day, Scott Reed.
Yeah, outstanding effort by Surrey. I think the way that they went about their tactics with the ball here was fascinating to watch, actually. Almost sacrificing a little at the start of the innings, believing they can back it up at the end with the experience that they've got, and they saved up Abbott, and they saved up Jordan, and they saved Curran right to the end, and they've bowled beautifully. I think it's been a really good game of cricket, that, and 2 proper good teams have gone at it, and it's been really difficult to call up until probably the last 2 or 3 overs, where it looked like it was unravelling from a Lancashire point of view. But yeah, a proper game of cricket, really enjoyable. Congratulations to Surrey to come here and win. And as you say, Mark, Lancashire's record here is absolutely outstanding. We're going to go back to 2020 since they last lost a T20 match at home, but I guess at some point that run was going to end. You're not going to continue to be unbeaten at home, and unfortunately from a Lancashire Lightning point of view it's come to an end in the knockout stage and in a quarter-final. But yeah, Surrey were terrific, but a really good game of cricket, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, isn't it? That is the thing about T20 cricket, is that you can not be going too well at the back end of the group stage, but when it gets to the quarter-final, if you can put it together, then you book yourself a place in finals day. And I think Surrey there, especially with the ball at the back end, and Jordan, Curran and Abbott, but particularly Chris Jordan there, absolutely outstanding with the ball. And Surrey will be over the moon with that to get themselves to finals day. I know how disappointed they were last year when they lost that quarter-final, but from a Lancashire point of view, well, they'll probably admit that they've just come up against 3 quality bowlers at the death there. I think that's what it is. You got 2 that won the World T20, and also a bloke who does it in franchise cricket day in, day out. And I think that's what's happened there. I think Croft going nicely, and then gets bowled by an absolute perler from Chris Jordan, and then it's all just about nailing those skills, isn't it, at the back end of an innings?
Yeah, it is. 2 top guys there, Glenn Chappell and Alex Stewart. They've seen a bit between them, haven't they? Shaking hands, but it's Alex Stewart and Gareth Batty also in picture there, who are heading to finals day. So congratulations to Surrey, who will be at Edgbaston a week on Saturday. For viewers on Lancs TV, you'll be getting some thoughts from Paul Allott and from Fraser as well in the next few minutes.
Well, a valiant effort by Lancashire, but in the end, a 14-run victory for Surrey, who are going through to finals day. Paul Allott is with me. Paul, what did you make of that?
Well, disappointing from a Lancashire point of view, but I thought Surrey were really good. I thought
They bowled really well towards the end and just never really let Lancashire get going in that second half of their innings. Really good platform laid by Jos Buttler and Stephen Croft, but Lancashire couldn't capitalise on it, which will frustrate them. But I think Surrey's bowling towards the end was exceptional. Chris Jordan, their captain, was especially good. I was wondering how long it would be before he'd go into Yorker mode, because he is the best Yorker bowler that England have got. And he didn't disappoint, getting rid of Stephen Croft, and that first ball of his last over, the penultimate over, might have just swung everything Surrey's way.
As you say, terrific platform laid to start with, 57 after the power play, and at that point Lancashire were looking strong, but once we got one or two wickets starting to drop, the likes of Livingston, Croft, etc., the game just started to crawl away from them, didn't it?
Yeah, they just stuttered a little bit, didn't they? I mean, Stephen Croft kept going, but unfortunately nobody else was. Liam Livingston couldn't get going, and then Mitchell and Wells and Villas came in with too much to do at the end. So unfortunate for Lancashire, and I think that perhaps they'll be sitting up there in the dressing room wondering quite how they let that one slip away from them, from being in such a good position.
You mentioned Wells. It was he who was run out somewhat contentiously. Brilliant piece of fielding, it has to be said, from Chris Jordan, but a very, very tight decision as to whether or not he was out. What was your view?
It was no review system available here at Emirates Old Trafford this evening. Difficult to tell from the angles I saw up in the commentary box. Very, very tight, very close. But direct hits often get the positive decision for the fielding side, and that's what happened. Must say it was a spectacular piece of fielding from Chris Jordan. I mean, the way he sprinted to the ball, picked up, turned and threw was really, really good.
And then a couple of other contentious decisions a little later on, with the fact that it was Chris Jordan who was a couple of no balls judged against him. I mean, what did you make of that?
Well, I reckon there should have been two free hits, in actual, because there was a wide no ball bowled off the first free hit, couldn't hit that, so that's a free hit in itself, and you should have got another one for the previous ball. In actual fact, Lancashire only had one free hit, and then the very next ball Dane Villas picked out deep fine leg with a wonderful scoop come ramp shot, but he hit it so well it went 75 metres into the fielder's hands.
Straight down his throat, unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, that last over, Sean Abbott bowling, I mean, that's the man you want, with Lancashire needing 19, and he was fantastic in that last over, wasn't he?
Yeah, he bowled well. He did bowl well. I think 19 as a bowler, you're thinking, I've got to bowl really badly here if they're going to hit me for 19. It happens, of course. And I said on commentary, don't bowl any wides, don't bowl any no balls. Of course, he bowls a wide, but still got away with it. So it was a good performance from him.
21 game run unbeaten at home has come to an end. It was going to take a special performance to do that, and to be fair, you've got to hand it to Surrey for the performance they put in tonight.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly they played really well. They wanted to bat first, wanted to set a score. I think they probably thought they were probably 10 runs light. They wanted to get up towards 200 if they possibly could. But then they defended it really well. They bowled the spinners up front, which didn't exactly work for them particularly, but they kept their strength to the end in Jordan and Curran, and they bowled brilliantly in those last 5 overs.
As we saw last night, even though Lancashire have had this amazing home record, it doesn't necessarily count for much. We saw Birmingham getting beaten by Essex last night after they had such a great home run as well. So at this level, it's just the tiny fine margins, isn't it, that are going to divide two teams?
It is, and yeah, obviously it's a shame for Lancashire that they haven't been able to capitalise in this fortress that is Emirates Old Trafford, because they really enjoy playing here. You obviously enjoy playing on a ground where you win all the time, so you know, it's just the vital moment, this last game, the qualification to get to finals day. They haven't quite got over the line.
They've been there many a time before, obviously, so many times they've got through.
Would have been 10, I think.
It would have been, I think it would have been 11 in actual fact, but there'll be some positives to take from this performance this season, do you think?
Oh, undoubtedly. You always look to the good points in a season-long or a tournament-long performance, and of course you've got the added bonus. The irony, of course, is that we've had Jos Buttler, Lancashire have had Jos Buttler available for virtually the whole tournament. Would have been available next week, but yes, I mean you look at the positive. Stephen Croft goes on and on. You've got performances on the, you call it the periphery if you like, but Rob Jones played in the side. You've got Phil Salt playing, Tom Bailey's come on as a bowler, Daryl Mitchell performed well as one of the overseas players, so they're always good points to look back on.
Some good young players that have come through the squad this season. Do you think the future still looks pretty bright?
Well, yeah, certainly. I mean, Lancashire pride themselves on having a good, solid academy and youth system, and you've seen one or two of those talents come through. George Bell's played a few games in this tournament already. He's one to keep an eye on for the future. And Lancashire will now concentrate on the two competitions to the left, County Championship, which the next game starts at Blackpool on Monday, and then you've got the 50 over competition through August.
Lots to look forward to still for the rest of the season. Paul, thank you very much indeed
for
joining me. Got to say big thanks to Paul, big thanks to everybody here and all the production team here at Emirates Old Trafford. Don't forget, the conversation continues on our social channels, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, you name it, Instagram, the whole lot. We're still keeping the conversation going. Keep us in mind, send us a message, let us know what you thought of the game tonight and what your thoughts are for the future. But from everybody here at Emirates Old Trafford, sadly it wasn't to be the way we wanted. It's Surrey who are going to be going to finals day thanks to a 14-run victory, but it's been a terrific season. We've all enjoyed it hugely. We hope you have as well. From everybody here, thanks for watching. See you again soon.
room.
How's that? How's
Oh.